Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, viewers of all ages, welcome to the Everything and Nothing Show. I'm just one of your hosts with the mostest, the most electrifying man on YouTube, Clayton Kisko. And I'm accompanied, of course, by the rest of the Maelstrom gamers. Today on the show, we have the bad boy himself, Cop Show's #1 fan, Steve Landis.
Almost missed it.
Oh, but you got it. What you doing?
That's it.
Okay.
That's all you get.
Next up, we got the Tower, Alan Tolner. How's it going?
Hey, I want to start calling him A-Train. This is the no.
A-Train?
I'm just kidding. At least
The
in
Tower?
the game, it was A-Train, and it
The
worked.
A-Train. Choo choo. A-Train's coming, baby. Doo doo. And rounding out the cast today, we have the heartthrob, Rocco.
That's right.
Avelino.
I'm just posted up in my hotel room
Hotel
waiting
room.
for
Sex
this
hotel.
stripper with some cocaine. That's a joke,
wanna-
by the way, if you don't know.
I want to get some black light and just see
Definitely
what the
joke.
hell is
Except
going on over
that
there.
joke was a joke. That it's a
That
joke.
joke was a joke on top of a
someone
joke.
poke their
Don't tell
head?
my wife. Is this going on the internet? Oh my god. Shit.
We were without the Enigma Ian today. He is participating in a chili cook-off. We wish him the best and hope that he wins.
Burn
You guys
some
have-
buttholes.
Yeah, and burns a ton of buttholes. Do you guys have
Chili.
specific chili like types that you guys like?
Hot chili.
You
Ooh.
like the hot chili?
hot meat and bean chili? Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Well,
All right.
don't eat chili cold.
No, hot as in spicy.
Spicy.
Like,
That's what I got.
Real
Yeah.
spicy. Real.
Oh
spicy.
yeah, yeah.
He's like, you don't need
Dude,
it cold, bro.
I was like,
no.
who eats it? Anything but hot.
Yeah. Sarah and I have a vegetarian chili that we like to jam out too. It's pretty good.
So just beans and
Yeah, it's 3 types of beans. You got some tomatoes. You got peppers, onions.
There you go.
Spice. I like it
Sounds
spicy too.
bad.
I like it with a
Yeah.
little kick. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
then we make some beer bread from scratch, and you put some.
You gotta have corn
I had
bread or
that
something.
recently.
Yeah.
Like it was
good.
it was a family dinner and stuff. Dude, that stuff is good. I've never had beer bread before that.
Yeah.
It's actually I could see that going well with chili.
It's delicious, but it's dangerous. Right? Because
Yeah.
you'll just eat the whole fucking loaf.
Have you ever had beer beard?
No.
It's when you
Beer
spill beer
beard.
on your beard.
Oh, then I have many times. All right, guys. If you guys don't know who the format of this show, each of the Maelstrom gamers, we hop on the Skype. We each bring a topic for our discussion, but for more importantly, for your entertainment. And each topic is its own video on YouTube, Monday through Friday. And on Saturday, we release the whole episode with all those topics rolled into one. If you guys would like to support us and send us some cash money, it'd be really, really appreciative. You can go on to patreon.com
Cash
Maelstrom
money.
Gamers, and you can put as little as $1, and that will get you a special episode just for you on patreon.com. And there's free ways to support us too. You can go on to Facebook, you can go on to Twitter, you can go on Instagram, you can follow us, like us, you can subscribe, you can comment. All that stuff really, really helps. And for those that you've done so far, we've gotten your feedback, we've gotten your comments. It's been a lot of fun to talk to you. And we have something rolling here pretty soon. I think you guys will enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
So stay tuned because some new stuff, thanks to all those Patreon subscribers, is about to pay off. So that's great. I think we should get into our first topic today.
Let's do
But
it.
before we do, I just want to ask really quick, Steve, do you floss first or you brush first?
I
Brush.
brush first.
Ah, wrong! You're doing it wrong! God, Steve. All right, we're going to go to our first
I love
topic
how you put
today.
him on the spot.
I
He's just
fucking hate that shit.
Rocco, let's go with you.
Damn it.
okay. So
Wrong.
here it is.
Salsa.
I showed you guys the videos first so far, but for you viewers, hopefully I'll have that posted underneath this video. What I want to talk about is this video I watched on YouTube of this Tesla car that can literally drive itself. This guy doesn't have to put his hands on it, doesn't have to press the pedals, the gas, or the brake. And this car is, it's got some type of sensor of some sort. It can read where the other cars are on the sides of it, behind it, in front of it, and it's automatically just driving itself on the road. Even the video
Bless you.
shows him moving pretty fast, too. It looks like this dude might be doing somewhere between like 45 and 50, and this car's still keeping up on like automatic drive. What do you guys think about this kind of deal? What do you think about this future, this Google car kind of deal, this Tesla ride? What do you guys think?
Dude, I hate driving. I would love that.
Yeah?
Absolutely love that. Yeah. I think that'd be great for the future. I mean, just this hop in the car and just
Because
type
you
in a
hate
destination.
driving.
So how
What
would it
about
make-
driving do you hate?
What kind of type of driving do I hate?
No, I mean, what about driving do you hate?
Driving.
Just the driving.
Sometimes, okay, well, my
Oh,
counter to
sorry.
that is...
Traffic.
Okay.
Hate traffic. Absolutely hate other drivers. I know you have rage problems You like that? Amber does too. Yeah, can't stand traffic and everything. Like I like just being able to sit down, put on my phone, and just like watch something, and then just get there immediately.
So
Sleeping.
who here actually likes driving? Enjoys driving? Okay, yeah, I do.
There's
too.
aspects that
I like driving.
right?
Yeah.
There's something about like and
I'm a
driving
pilot.
alone.
I can fly.
Cool.
Yeah, I could play. Driving alone, like just and listening to a couple
Yeah.
songs, windows down, it can be
Yeah.
really, really relaxing. And
Yeah.
it's something I missed when I lived in Chicago because of how frequent I would use public transportation, how good it was.
Yeah.
But I did find often was like, man, I just miss kind of going on errands a little bit, just driving, and
Yeah.
I don't know, it's fun.
See, I do that for my job right now. It's like I have to drive everywhere between appointment and appointment, and it's solo driving, windows down, like you're saying, music blasting. It's like my time to kind of do my own thing, get in my own head, my relaxation time. I love doing driving myself.
Isn't it like meditative?
That's what I
kinda,
think. Yeah,
right?
like sometimes like they say you get from point A to point B, you don't even know how you got there. You're in a trance at that point. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you're experiencing something else besides the actual driving. Your body's on autopilot instead of the car itself. So I don't know which one's
Exactly.
safer.
Well, see, that's what I would be afraid that I would lose, right? I'm playing complete counter to it because, like, for the record, I am all for self-driving cars, but
Okay. Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of like poking holes because Steve said that he would.
There's
like 'em,
plenty
so
of
I have
holes that
to
I could try
disagree.
and poke there too with that. Like
Right, and one of them being that you lose this meditative thing that you gain a lot of the times during
Yeah.
the day when you drive.
So wait, how do you meditate when you drive?
It's just
no,
barely
so like
doing
you get
something.
like you're going to say the Tampa Bay Devil Rays Stadium, and
Yeah.
you get there and you don't
really
even
specific.
remember. You don't even. It's because you listen to.
I wish
don't
I
even
could have
remember
those
how-
drives.
Like you don't remember how you got there, kind of thing. Like you're like space out while you're driving. Maybe
Were you
you
drunk?
miss a few oh my gosh, Steve.
That doesn't sound very safe. Like spaced out. While
That's what
you're
I'm saying. It doesn't, because like I would be scared if I was like, I don't
If
remember.
you are
driving
acting,
here at all.
if you
What
didn't
Rocco's
space out at some
describing-
point while driving, you guys are ridiculous. That everybody goes through that experience at some point where you blank out. And maybe it's like two exits. You kind of just can't really recollect like how you got from point A to point B.
You're just zoning out. You're
Yes.
being attentive, driver, but you were zoning out enough where like your brain was able to like kind of just meditate a little bit.
Exactly.
Just like it's it's when you play video games and you get in a flow. You're just like you're doing something, but you have enough control over it that you can relax. And so you're just relaxing, driving, and just like kind of thinking about stuff and thinking about a lot of stuff probably. And it's meditative. And if we have self-driving cars, I feel like I'm gonna be like, well, car's driving, I'm gonna play some video games and like maybe get stressed out or something, which I actually really like. I think I might pick over the meditative, but I would be worried that I'd lose that.
So think about this two-step. Like when if this is the direction that we go as a country, do you think it would be that everybody has to have it, or that a few people can have it? Do you think that the technology is like
Right.
strong enough that okay, I can half of us can have self-driving cars, half of us don't have to, and it can still work perfectly fine? I mean, his was driving fine, and there was nobody with self-driving cars around him at the time.
We're already doing that.
Yeah.
We already have self-driving cars around.
We do.
So,
And- See,
I
don't
know we
don't
have the ones that like
living out in
detect blind
Georgia.
spots and stuff like that.
that are
Detecting
What?
blind spots, like say you start going into the other lane and it automatically shoots you back.
yeah, it's
Into your
able to
lane.
detect all that stuff. In fact, I think there was a study that came out like recently. It was like 99 or like 95% of all accidents from self-driving cars are from other drivers, human drivers.
Oh, hitting the car.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
Yeah, isn't that funny?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's interesting because
Yeah.
so here that plays into this. How do you think you're going to feel initially, that first step you take when you get yourself a self-driving car, and then you've got to take your hands off the wheel, take your hands off the brake, and you're
I'm
watching
shaking
it.
his head
Like
now.
this guy in the video, right? He's freaking out a little bit. He wants to grab it. He wants to grab it. Like that's the way I would be. I'd be like, oh, oh God, okay, I didn't hit the car. I didn't hit the car. Oh, this kid- oh God, okay, I'm letting the car just drive itself. It's like that first step for me would be full of anxiety. I'd be.
It'll be tough. It'll be tough for us because we were probably going to be one of the last few generations that are used to driving.
Mm,
But I think like our children or something,
they're just gonna
they'll be used to it, and so
Yeah.
they'll just be like on their phone, whatever
These
digital
this-
device, and like it's just gonna be like
turn
get
around.
there. Because that's basically what's happening now, right? Like
Yeah.
they don't really pay attention to whoever's driving them because they're on their phone or whatever, and all of a sudden they're like, okay, we're here, and they're like, oh, okay, no,
All right, well, I guess
I'm
we're
here.
here.
Like,
Yeah.
Literally,
I don't even know.
those driver seats are going to turn around so that they can just enjoy the
And
company.
just drop them
everybody
out.
else.
They're just gonna be like, blop.
Oh my God, you're right.
They're not
I didn't
even
think of
gonna care
that, right?
about
Like a
driving.
4-door.
Yeah, it's no. I always think of the one I always think of is Minority Report.
Yeah.
The ride
When
that they have.
the cars they have in there, because everything faces inward, so it's just
Yeah.
like the backseat of like a limousine almost or something. Like all
Yeah.
the seats face forward.
Because there's no
Or-
worry
or
for
back.
I don't
going
think-
out to have to drive. You just punch in where you want to go, and then you
Yeah.
enjoy the company that
That
you
makes
So
have.
you wouldn't need a
sense.
wheel, really.
Yeah.
You
Dude,
really wouldn't.
Now
road
would you
trips
need?
would be so much fun.
They would be a lot funner because you can
Yeah.
enjoy it, and that
Yeah.
one person's gonna be having to
Like when that one
Yeah.
thing shows up and they're like, your like friend or whoever's next to you is like, oh, that's so cool, and you're just like, yeah, yep,
This
Yeah.
is-
yep.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Or everybody's playing Magic in the back and you
Oh,
can't
I didn't get to see it. I didn't get to see it.
Yeah.
No, that would
Fair.
definitely be a lot funner. Now, what do you think it's gonna? What do you think the issues? While I was saying poking the holes, what do you think the issues are going to be here? Whenever we think about, okay, these cars possibly get networked eventually,
Right.
And we've got hackers involved. Now the hackers can potentially make
Yeah.
chaos and mayhem with these self-driving cars. What do you guys think about that?
I was talking to my buddy about this earlier, and like his response to play devil's advocate was, well, they can do that now. And I was like, okay, explain yourself, because I was like, I heard of this, but like, is that really true? Can they do it on this level? He's like, yeah, someone hacked into a woman's car on the highway, and cut out her brakes and her driving because it was power steering, and so she just had to like kind of let go and like try to maneuver it over to the right hand side as it like just cut out. But he eventually told me that like it's through Bluetooth, and you have to be within you have to be in
Right.
Bluetooth distance. So
Yeah.
it's not the same.
And what I would say is it's not the same because we're talking about a mass scale. We're talking about,
Right.
okay, you've got millions and millions of cars across the nation. It's not 100, what you got within range of 100 feet with the Bluetooth. Because I've heard that same hacking, whatever you want to call it,
it's-
right through the Bluetooth.
It's something that's actually going to be needed to be more scrutinized as we move forward, and not just because of these cars that are driving themselves, but everything from our banks to
Yep.
to everything that we've touched. Even our entertainment is being hacked every day. So I think we need to, as a society, just come up with better ways of stopping that.
I agree.
So
I
there just
agree.
needs to be better security presence.
I 100% agree because as we move through the future, like we have with the self-driving cars that are coming around right now, we have the smart houses too. The ones with like
Yeah.
everything smart, the TV's smart, the thermostat's smart, the oven's smart, the refrigerator's smart. It's like, think about the hacking that can happen there.
Can't be smarter
You
than
know, we're gonna have to have some insane security. Like my take is this: it's like our heroes of the future are gonna be hackers, and our villains of the world are gonna be hackers. So it's
Are
like
you a white hat or a black
like,
hat?
exactly.
It's gotta be white and
Like,
black,
at the end
though.
of the
That's
day, it's
kinda
like
terrible.
that's where
Chris
it's gonna be.
Hemsworth.
It's like that security is gonna have to be there.
Are we
you
going
know,
to be
because-
required to have insurance?
Well, what?
Well, I don't know. That's a good question. I feel like yes.
Or like cars and stuff. You're
Self-driving
saying?
cars, yeah. Self-driving cars.
Yeah, I would.
I mean, you think about it, there'd be no accidents if everyone has a self-driving
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
great.
that's a good question.
that's a good pro. If I don't have to pay
Yeah.
100 change for insurance every month, I'm down.
Yeah, they would probably play some type of loophole that's like if not 100% of the cars
Yeah.
on the road are
The
that,
State
then
Farm would be pissed.
Yeah, they'd be out of a job.
yeah,
Oh.
Geico and all that stuff too.
Yeah, there's no way. You'd still
You know?
need insurance. Because here's the thing,
Yeah.
is that I don't think we'll ever get, like, not in our lifetime. It would be hard for me to, maybe in our lifetime, but not anytime soon, for self-driving cars to be completely self-driving. I feel like there's still going to be an override switch for you to drive it
Right.
yourself.
At
I'm
least for
taking a
right
manual.
now, I think for right
Yeah.
now that's going to be the
Yeah.
case. I think you probably get that going for a while, and people get used to
Yeah.
these self-driving cars.
For a generation, right? Like,
and then generation, and then there won't be a steering wheel anymore. You know what I mean?
Well, think
it'll
about
just report.
Think about it too. If everyone has a self-driving car too, I don't think there'd be a speed limit. I think it could go as fast as it can go because then you wouldn't have any errors to bump into anybody else. You can just zoom. You wouldn't have to worry about anybody.
like
pulling into the
autobahns
lane.
everywhere.
Right. It'd be
it'd be crazy
fast.
efficient too. It's
Oh
nuts.
yeah. Think about
Yeah.
it. And
It might reduce like those big traffic jams. So like whenever I drive constantly in Atlanta traffic, and here's something I see: if like 25 cars ahead, one guy just he rides his brakes often while he's a driver and just kind of hits them a little bit, it affects the 25 cars back, and it makes them come to almost a complete stop. because of him just tapping his brakes. So this is gonna like start to avoid that kind of situation. If all the cars are just moving in sync and they know when they're exiting and doing their thing,
Rock,
maybe
I
there will
can
be
feel the-
no stopping and no
The anxiety is
slowing down.
boiling under
It's like, oh
I'm
my god, that guy!
I'm getting so angry just thinking about this guy. I hate or when they have like 3 cars ahead of them from bumper to bumper traffic. I'm like, motherfucker, go up!
Exactly.
It's
So it's like it can
Just
alleviate
film yourself one
that,
time, Clay.
possibly.
Just film yourself.
dude. Oh, it's infuriating.
What if it alleviates that? And here's another
Yeah, it
thing
will.
too.
Great.
I've got a lot of, not a lot of fear, but there's a lot of thoughts go on it because I see it every day driving on the road out here in Atlanta. I'm telling you guys, it's really bad out here. One of the worst cities for traffic. But 3 people a day die in Atlanta from car accidents every day. It's like it's scary out here because there's so many accidents that do occur out here because there's so many drivers and there's so much traffic all around that it's like self-driving cars might be a good solution for even car accident situations, and reducing the amount of lives that get lost every year.
How much would
It's gotta
something
be
like
a big
that
part
cost,
of
though?
it. Yeah.
Or what about like DUI situations, huh? So you
Well, I was gonna say you're gonna see increased curb accidents. People will be coming out of their cars plastered. And
Yeah.
just falling on the sidewalk. It just
True.
You're just see drunk people just fall out of this clown car. It's gonna be pretty ridiculous.
But
Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys would
there
have
will
loved
be
that.
a lot
Savannah
higher
back then.
curb accidents because at least they'll get themselves like to their house, but
Yeah.
they'll be there at their house and not on the road trying to make that drive themselves.
Yeah, I
Makes
love the
different
idea of
choices.
self-driving cars. It's
Yeah, I can see that.
2015. Okay, we got the Pepsi. We're close to the hoverboard.
Yeah, I'm
we
just
got
pissed
we
off
got
at
the
the hoverboard, yeah.
self-lacing Nike shoes. The Cubbies are about to win. Knock on wood.
Self-lacing Nike shoes? What?
Yeah, dude.
I'm out of the loop on this.
Oh.
They make there's basically the ones from Back to the Future they have.
I want these shoes.
Yeah, you press the button. It's like.
Oh,
it just, like,
God.
does it. Yeah.
That's awesome. I kind of want the
Freaking
shoe
awesome.
now.
What about the jacket? Whoa, why is my camera doing
I don't know. Your
It's
stuff
weird.
is going weird.
That's crazy.
For
So-
those watching, we apologize if you're seeing technical difficulties. We're probably getting hacked right now because we're talking bad about self-driving cars.
Yeah, they're like, no, we're not talking
Al-
about
Al- and
Elon
shaking Alan.
Musk.
That's like,
Yeah,
we're
State Farm's
talking
hacking us.
good. Elon Musk is a hero of the world right now. This guy.
Dude, I know. I am so excited for all the new technologies that we could potentially be getting in this country, which is so odd to say, but Google Fiber, these
Yeah.
are my top 3, right? We got Google Fiber, self-driving Google cars, and then we got Elon Musk's countrywide train system.
Yep,
And-
the Hyperloop train system. He's also got Solar City, which is to try to convert people from electric to solar panels at the
Yes.
same price they're paying for their electricity as of right now, but
Yes.
paying towards owning their own solar panels
We were
to get
talking about that.
cleaner energy. On
Yeah.
top of the SpaceX program he's got, not trying to shout out to him, but dude, this guy's
Dude,
like a
he's-
hero of mine kind of deal.
Yeah, dude. this
SpaceX
guy's
to say,
amazing.
let's stop spending billions of dollars on rockets we use one time and let's recycle them and use several times. Like,
Hey, Rocco,
yeah.
is this the same guy that built that city that's out here in Orlando or something like that? You said that was
No.
by Orlando, or is that?
MGM
Am I
is
thinking
not
about
a
that
city.
guy?
The Venus Project.
Yeah.
So that actually
Different
talking
guy,
about
right?
that too. Venus Project. That's Jacques Fresco. Like talking
okay.
about self-driving cars. Also, like when it comes to like insurance, we were saying maybe insurance could go away for cars if they were created out of this metal that he was displaying in this Jacques Fresco.
Oh, yeah, that was cool.
It's
Yeah.
called the Venus Project. You can see it on Netflix and stuff. But awesome idea for the future. He's a futurist. But it's this metal that's like, okay, you bend it, it breaks, heat it up, and it goes.
Audio.
Vroom.
Lost-
You just take like a big, think of it like a hair blower, a hair dryer, hair dryer. Blow
back.
it, hot, and it'll just pop it right back out into place. So
Oh,
it's
that's cool.
yeah,
yeah,
dude, amazing.
it goes
metal.
back to original form. Yeah.
So it's like, okay, then that takes like insurance kind of out of the deal too, because now if it does bump or hit or whatever, we've got,
Mm-hmm.
the ability to put the car right back.
A
in.
lot easier, cheaper way to
Yep.
fix the car. Yeah, and going back to Elon Musk and this, am I saying that right? Elon?
No, it's
Elon.
Elon Musk.
Elon, sorry,
Yeah.
Elon Musk. Yeah, they have new window solar panels, clear solar panel windows now. Not only do you have your roof giving you energy, but the windows
Window.
as well.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. Yeah, I'm really excited for all that stuff of the future, and we need to kind of get. I feel like I'm anxious. Like I want to get it here quicker. I want these
So
self-driving
do I.
cars to kind
Yeah.
of show themselves now.
Yeah.
I think
honestly.
like everything though, it takes time. So it's like it takes time for people to get adapted to it. It takes time for people to lose that control. So like we got a lot of generations that are existing right now that are not going to like the idea of losing the control of driving their own car.
Yeah.
Where there's going to be a lot of individuals that are going to say, "Hell yeah, I like it." You know what I mean? Like that might open the door for a lot of elderly people too as well that are not capable of driving right now
Ugh,
to get from
yeah,
place
there's
to
so many
place.
benefits
You know what I mean? So
that outweigh the cons that when you think about it.
yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
It's just got to
Cool.
be like proposed right.
Yeah.
You
Well, I
know,
think it's
people
the
see
plan, right? I think
benefits.
it's still all part of the plan to have all self-driving cars on the road.
Well, I don't
When-
know. I don't know if it's a part
I
of.
think it
I don't know
is.
if it's anything like of a political plan that I've heard of as of yet. But like,
You
like
look at-
plan is like the younger generations seeing it as the future. Yeah, I see that.
When Amazon and Apple both go into self-driving cars, that tells me there's money here and
Oh,
it's
yeah.
coming. You know what I mean? Like it's not
So
just
do you
this
think
weird.
do you think like all the car companies are just trying to like make the same thing? Like they ask them like, "Oh, well, how do you make these?" Or do you think they're like trying to come up with their own way to make them as well? Or you don't think? Do you think they're like, "Oh,
Oh,
it's just a
Google?
Do you
trend."
think it's like
Different
a? Do you think it's like a
like a
patent
GM or
and,
like
like,
a or
like
whatever?
technology?
Yeah.
Honestly, Alan, I think they're not poaching is the wrong word, but I think they're going to car companies being like, "Look, do you want to live in Detroit and you want to work on this shit, or do you want to come over here and be a part of a revolution and pay you really great money and awesome benefits?" And they're like, "Fuck it, I'm coming over to Google." And they probably got like the best of the best, and and that like the industrial engineers combined with these software hardware engineers are probably
Right.
what it looks like.
So
But
start
you know,
making
like people are
contracts.
loyal to specific brand companies. Like they only want to buy a Ford or a Chevy or something. You know, like do you think those companies are going to be making self-driving
Yes,
cars too?
I do. I do. I think that
I-
eventually they will.
I
Different
honestly
models of them.
my
Dude,
hunch, and I could be completely
this is
off.
how companies work. They look at what's happening in trends, and they are all about the money. They don't care so much about. They're gonna look and see that people are gonna be wanting it to go buy those future cars, those self-driving cars, and if they're not creating cars with that, they're losing out. So it might not be in every car they have, but they might create a car that
I
has
don't
the
know.
ability for self-driving.
Look at BlackBerry. Look at Sidekick.
That's
look
true, too.
at Motorola.
That
look
didn't
at Nokia.
change and expand.
They didn't
Yeah.
exactly. And my hunch is that these companies not only are so like, I mean, Detroit's Ford.
Yeah.
They are so far behind. Like
Yeah.
they were nearly bankrupt. Like they're just trying to get back to a state of like
Yeah.
steadiness in terms of financials. Like to me, I think they're so far behind that once like Google and Amazon and Apple are already like going to pioneer. Like we're not gonna be talking about maybe BMWs in the future. It's gonna be like, hey, did you buy the Apple car? Hey, did you buy the Google car?
Yeah.
Ford's gonna be gone. Like you know what I mean?
That's
They're
possible.
just gonna be too far behind. Like no one's gonna want to buy.
That's possible. I mean, because but we live in different states, and in a state like I live, it's all about the trucks, man. Like it's all about the trucks. Everywhere you drive, and it's a Ford or a Chevy or a Toyota, and that's it. The trucks are all over the place.
Yeah,
you know,
maybe
for me, I love Fords. I'm driving Fords all my life. I do love the brand. I even love
The Raptor.
no, the creator of Ford, like his story behind how he had to even like thrive to make it possible because there was a monopoly on the car itself, the power.
You're right, Rocco. They'll probably never go. You're right. They won't go away.
They don't get a self-driving car. I'm not loyal to Ford to the point of when it comes to that. I'll go get a self-driving car. And I think a lot of individuals would have the same mindset as me too, which is why I feel like they would be so stupid to not be innovative to that change, to want to go and create a self-driving car themselves so that they don't lose out on that huge market of the future, which is like what we're talking about.
Dude, you say that, and because it
They
sounds
could,
so
though.
obvious,
They
but
could.
like I've seen it happen too often.
They
where
could.
Companies just don't adapt. I can see a situation where Google or Apple buys them out because at this point they're just not making
makes
money.
their trucks and puts their software and stuff like that inside.
Exactly, because here's the thing. Like I think you're absolutely right. The trucks and stuff, that's a utility that I don't know if Google will ever want to get into, but I can see them acquiring a company to still provide that for people for the very few. Because I think Google's very smart business-wise, and they might be able to know how to like overhaul that and efficientize, if that's a word. But I also don't see the car collecting go away. There's always going to be that muscle car that someone's working on, right? So I think that will always have a place. I just think it will be diminished and it'll be niche eventually, and that's where it makes sense for me for someone like Ford to get bought up by Google, so they can produce these types of legendary series cars or something like that.
Yeah, I think there'll be Let's look back at this in 40 years and see what happens. Like,
Yeah.
that would be cool as hell, wouldn't it? It's like,
Yeah.
oh, Clay predicted the future.
No, I bet all my predictions are just dead off.
Doing
It's
math.
like it's not even Google and Apple don't
not
even
even- yeah.
exist anymore. It's
Yeah.
like
It's Maelstrom
something-
Gamers.
Yeah, exactly. Oh,
All right, man. We're gonna go on to our next
Yeah.
topic, and I'm gonna pick on you, Alan.
Okay.
The Tower, A Train.
Choo-choo.
So I have a topic related to aliens, which we all
Yes.
love
Yeah.
to
Sorry,
discuss
Rocco.
on this show.
Yeah.
I want to know who you guys think should be the first person, if we make contact with aliens, to make contact on behalf of
Like our
humanity.
ambassador of humanity.
Yeah, of humanity.
George Bush.
Exactly.
No, Will Smith.
Will
Will-
Smith.
Okay, so
Why?
Welcome
Why? Because
to
of
Earth,
Independence
motherfucker.
Day? Yeah, exactly.
and he punched it in the face.
Yes.
He did punch
hey,
it in
look,
the face.
it's just like when you go to jail for the first time, you got to take out the biggest motherfucker to make sure that everybody around you knows. So when these guys come, Will Smith goes over there, Scientology bitch, and then punches them in the face.
He'll be like,
Scientology.
do you know about Xenu? Like, he'll like walk
Man.
off. No, he'll probably just like take me to your leader type thing and like go.
So, what
chill
kind
with
of traits are you looking for in an ambassador for humanity?
it. That's what I'm asking you,
Yeah,
Rocco.
Dark skin, tall, very
just
religious.
describing Will Smith.
Had a successful TV career on a family show.
I disagree. I would say long
Rapper?
brown hair, kind of medium build, light blue eyes, nice smile. Kind of got a little scruff on his face. He's always wearing earphones.
Oh, Rocco. I'm thinking long.
He's talking
Rocco
about
doesn't have
Alan?
long brown hair.
Alan?
What's kind of brown? No, I was talking
He's
about.
looking. He's talking about you.
Oh, I don't have long hair.
Yeah, I was like,
Well, yeah,
that
it's-
completely
uh,
threw me off.
I have
was like,
short hair, bro.
Yeah.
No,
Nowadays,
have
long
long
hair,
hair.
you have at least a top knot. You know.
ambassador
True.
of humanity. That's a big deal right now.
Morgan Freeman. Who could ever get mad
Dude,
at Morgan
you know
Freeman?
what? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Looks so
here's the
weird
thing.
too, and they're like,
He's
"Are
definitely
you?"
got the
an
voice
alien?
for it,
Like,
too.
He's got the voice, and that's just it. Like, if these guys are grabbing our signals that we're sending out into space over the years, they've seen all of his films.
Oh,
He's
they're
been in the
probably-
majority of them.
They're probably
So
Like,
he's
is this
very
God?
familiar.
This is the deity that you guys worship.
yeah.
exactly.
Oh,
exactly.
God.
What about one of those
Stephen
guys that
Hawking,
makes?
do you think would scare him though, or?
Yeah, that scares them.
Why does that scare them?
Because Stephen
Yeah,
Hawking.
explain this. Explain.
It's,
I'll put you
it's
on the
not a natural tone pattern of voice. Morgan Freeman is very calming.
But he can
played-
explain in math terms like how we understand.
Okay, here's the other thing
Let's-
about here's the other
that's
thing about
sec-
Morgan
that's
Freeman too
racist,
is he's
Alan.
actually
You're
like
assuming that all aliens are smart.
That's not racist then.
That's xenoist.
Wishful thinking. Considering they made contact with us, they must be sort of smart. At least
Maybe.
as smart as us.
Maybe it's like Christopher Columbus. Maybe it was a fluke. They thought that they were going
But
to
he
like,
still navigated the open ocean.
hey, a blind squirrel gets a nut every so often, man.
I'm
Do they?
gonna go.
Do they?
do they?
I don't think so.
Or it's a leftover dog shit, and
Yeah.
he thinks it's a nut.
Okay, that's a good point. That's a good point.
What was I gonna say? Morgan Freeman, though, he's a rational thinker, though.
I'll
So that would
say
be a good one. I like
Neil,
that.
de-
I
Neil
like that.
deGrasse.
Ooh.
Oh, he would be
Yeah.
a good
I
ambassador.
think
if
Neil
he
Yeah,
deGrasse,
he would be
yeah.
the best.
Neil deGrasse, the guy. Oh, Neil deGrasse Tyson. I
Yeah.
was thinking Degrasse's the Canadian show with like Drake in it.
I didn't even know
Drake
this
the rapper?
Oh.
existed.
What? You guys never
Right.
heard of Degrassi?
No.
It's like a high school show that Drake was in. Like
Drake,
he was an
Drake is the
actor,
rapper?
like Drake the rapper, and he's crippled in
like
it.
all that.
So he's like in a wheelchair.
What?
Never seen it.
Dude,
Oh my
yes,
God.
it
Is
is a
this-
real.
is this
This is like a really, really, really popular show in Canada.
It's like the Disney Channel, right? Where all like the childhood actors eventually become
It's like, it's more like I guess it's the Canadian version of Skins, the UK show.
Saved by the
uh-huh,
Bell.
uh-huh. Oh my God. That's really funny that Drake came from.
But that's where he started. Started from the
I
bottom.
never knew that.
And
I was gonna
but-
say, yeah, some bottom.
Yeah, exactly.
God.
Started from the bottom, now we
I
here.
remember the first time I saw a rerun, I was like, "Is that Drake in a wheelchair?"
the fact that
Paralyzed?
he plays a cripple.
Are you talking
Yeah.
about the kid from Malcolm in the Middle?
No, I'm talking
What?
about Drake, dude.
The
Drake the
rapper.
rapper.
Oh, okay.
No, we were know who
Talking
you know
about
who
that
we're
one
talking
guy
about,
who's like,
right? Drake with like Lil Wayne and Drake, Lil Wayne, and
Oh,
the
yes.
store.
Right.
You know that guy?
I know you're talking about Steve-O.
Neil deGrasse Tyson. I agree with
Yeah.
that one. That would be a good one.
But Drake would serenade them.
No.
With the smooth jams.
No.
Okay.
No.
No Canadian rappers.
No.
All right, fair enough. Who's okay?
No
who's
Canadian
safe
Batman.
American? What if it's Kim Jong Il? What if
What
we're like,
the-
yeah, you go
what if-
first?
Why would we get him to do it?
Because you don't know what the alien gonna do. What if you're just like, yeah, you go first, dude. You go talk. And then they're like, all right.
Nobody would allow this to
commence
happen.
anal.
You talking about like
probing.
Mars attacks, like when they first
Yeah.
like nah nah nah.
What if we need to get?
That's Drake right there in the
Should we
wheelchair on the
get-
show?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. We should put a meme up there somewhere that's just like
That will be the
gets-
thumbnail of this. It will just be
I'll
an
put it on
alien and
Instagram.
Drake in a wheelchair.
Dude, it's great.
Oh
Um,
my god. Alright.
What was I gonna say? Oh, what about the guy that's like from Police Academy and Spaceballs that can make all the good sounds, with his voice? So if, however they communicate, he can like mimic their sounds.
So you're kind
to
of saying
somehow-
we have to first know how they're communicating before we decide who would be our ambassador.
Well, I would assume we would get a message from them first.
They're like,
Yeah,
and you're
aliens
like,
he'd be like,
Police Academy guy, you got to get him over here. He's just gonna.
He
repeat
might be
what the hell they
dead,
did.
but we could probably get somebody like him.
Oh,
I think he's
maybe.
still alive.
Aliens have manners,
It's
Rocco.
lot-
They'll
it's
call
lot.
before they come over.
They
will
better.
knock.
Yeah, but they
Because
might not be
okay.
smart apparently, but they do have manners according to Clay.
Yeah, I guess
So
they have
they're
etiquette.
They're not smart
Human
enough to
etiquette.
know
Well,
the difference
you were
between
saying that
good
they were
manners and
like
bad manners.
super intelligent. I mean, they're competent, but I wasn't claiming that.
But-
they're all
okay, so
very,
hold
very
on a
I
second.
never said they were
intelligent.
super intelligent.
What if there were aliens that like
Yeah,
came
you
here
did,
to
'cause
like?
you said that they had to talk to what's his face?
Well, no, because if they can travel through space,
Yeah,
then they must understand the laws.
But
Alan, we've put
check this
monkeys
out.
through space.
Deb doesn't. They didn't travel through space though. It's not like they've
point.
survived forever.
We sent them though.
Yeah,
We
well,
sent-
sure, but like, the
So you're
monkey
thinking they're
lands.
just gonna jettison their own alien space monkey
monkeys.
to us, and we're like, this is the all-powerful like alien, and
Yeah.
it's actually just like some creature that they like were just doing tests on.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
Totally.
check this out though.
And here
Check
is
this out.
Stephen
Monkeys are
Hawking's
pretty
being like,
smart
"Look,"
though.
What
Stephen
if,
Hawking's
monkeys
is
are
like,
pretty
what if
he's
this
getting
was like?
frustrated because he's trying to talk to this alien monkey. And he's like, "Look, Alan, I don't know what you want me to do, man. I don't think he understands." You're like, "No, he's intelligent."
What if it's like the monkey from
Outbreak.
no, like the monkey from
Dawn of the Apes.
nope.
Let him finish.
There's not many monkeys.
damn it.
What the
He
fuck?
can't finish. He's
So-
struggling,
King Kong.
guys. He's struggling.
Fry is in the show. It's animated.
What?
Oh,
Fry.
Futurama.
Futurama. What if it's like that monkey?
Oh,
That like
shit.
like throws up like dark matter or something.
Yeah, that would be bad.
That
It
would
would,
suck.
it would be pretty.
Or the monkey from Family Guy.
Yeah. What if it's those?
Yeah, that would. Well, then I don't care who we send at that point.
What if it was this? What if it was like Jupiter ascending and they were coming here to harvest us? What kind of ambassador would we want then?
Kim Jong Il.
Donald Trump.
Bruce Lee.
Yeah, you
He'll
take
put a
care of
big
it.
wall around the whole fucking planet, and it would
We need to
work.
build
It would,
a
guys,
wall.
by the way, it'd be
Oh,
cost effective too. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
Steve, can you show
And
us your
nobody
Trump?
could
There
get
you go.
over it.
There it is.
Nobody could get
Cost
over
You
effective.
look. Your Trump looks oddly familiar to what's his
Bush?
face?
Kim Jong Il.
No, from oh god damn it, I'm completely blanking.
Futurama.
No,
For those
No.
those of you out there that are listening to our MP3, you got to watch the video to see his face.
Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Show it again, Steve. Show it again. There it is.
Outbreak.
No, can you milk a cat? Can you milk me?
Robert De Niro.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
this is
Robert
like
De
Robert
Niro.
I got nipples, Greg. Can you milk me?
That's the first
Can you
thing you
look-
thought.
Yes, his Trump impression looks very much like
Robert
De
De
Niro.
Niro.
Okay.
It's very similar. Like I kind of raise my eyebrows a little bit.
Yeah,
I got
you-
nipples, Greg. Can you milk me? And then my Donald Trump's like this.
Yeah. We're gonna
Or
build a
squinty.
wall.
Nipples, Greg.
Also, kind of like George Bush, because he.
Yeah. I can't. do
Neither
that.
of whom I want
don't
talking
have
to
the.
aliens.
I don't have like the lines right here.
I don't know. I think. What about Kevin Bacon?
Why
What,
Kevin
dance?
Because he's involved
Yeah.
with everything.
You know, he can.
Might as well
connect
What if they're
everything.
like, hello, we have found your planet. We have found we're only 5 degrees of separation from Kevin Bacon.
Exactly.
Please show us to your leader.
Can I say something just real
show
quick?
us
Can I just say something real quick? I
No.
seen that movie once, and I thought it was the funniest scene I've ever seen in the movie. How he gets so pissed off and he just dances.
Yeah, he's got.
He was just like just lets out his rage and just
Yeah.
dance. That was the weirdest.
No, that
Footloose.
makes total
That's
sense. You don't ever do that.
Truth. I do
Yeah,
that.
man.
You just like
Dude,
I got.
we know you do.
bro.
I'm like, right
You
now,
find the nearest warehouse
Right
and you go
now.
nuts.
It's going down.
A lot of gymnastic moves,
Get this
sweatpants.
anger out.
Yeah.
Oh, you're just earthquaking it up there.
Yeah.
Oh, I know
Yeah,
that
man.
song. I know that song. Keep going.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome. Keep it
All right,
going.
maybe not Kevin Bacon, but
No,
you want
I
someone
like-
with a lot of charisma.
I do
right?
like the
Alright,
Morgan
so we-
Freeman idea, though. That
I
was
do
not
too.
too bad of a choice.
So we
like,
got two.
he already
serious-
sounds like a god, and if aliens are kind of out there and they got some type like thought of like there's some type of almighty being, that might be one of those things.
So Clay,
He can
Morgan
be one that
Freeman.
can pull it
If we
off.
send Sean Bean, he'll probably die. He'll probably be executed.
What if it's like Galaxy Quest, where they think that like Star Trek or Star Wars, and they've modeled their entire society around these shows?
Oh,
Then who should we send?
Oh my god! Well, you got to send what's his face? Patrick
I
Stewart.
don't know where to show the aliens our ways. William Shatner.
I want these aliens just to be like crazy sci-fi, Earth sci-fi nerds. Like I want them to come in and just basically be like, "Where is William Shatner?" or whatever, and I just like, "Where is Captain Kirk?"
Oh yeah, what if they're like,
That'd be
dude,
great.
we like love you guys. Your planet looks awesome. Like
Yeah,
because
what if they're, like, just
if you ever
fans?
compare Earth to
Yeah, they're like-
the other planets in our solar system,
Whoa.
it's pretty
yeah,
badass.
but at least in our solar system. So if these aliens are going to be coming from anywhere, they probably come from some other solar system where they could have a planet that's like
but maybe they don't.
Avatar, where
Well, no.
that would be a pretty badass fucking planet where at night
To
everything
you,
lights
because
up
you haven't
like
seen
fucking
it.
everywhere, and you're like, what the fuck?
Well, didn't they find a planet that was exactly like ours, but like 5
Bigger?
times
Yep.
bigger or something
Yep.
like that? So that would be better, right?
Well, they don't
Yeah.
know if it's 100% the same.
No.
Well,
pretty-
it's not gonna be one.
It looks like it might be.
Well,
It's really like it's in that. You're right, Alan. I don't know if it's like exactly the same, but it's very close because it's like so. It's
In
got
terms
that
of its
perfect-
place, yeah.
Yeah, and
But we don't know for
it's 5
sure
times-
what the composition of the planet is, though.
We do know it's a solid planet,
Right.
and I believe we saw that it was water.
No, there's water. Yeah,
But then inside the atmosphere, we don't know if it's necessarily the same.
breathable.
Right. Yeah. Oh man, that.
I'm not going to elaborate on it too much because I read the article, but I don't know if it had any basis behind it or if it was just some bullshit, which is another issue out there in the internet. The
What are you talking about?
disinformation about that planet. Because I can't remember if it, because I think in the article it was stating it had water and all this other different stuff, but I don't know if that had any like actual
Merit?
factual basis
I think-
from something.
I think it did. I think
Did it?
Yeah, and it was just about like, yeah, what is the atmosphere like at this point? What's the gravity? Like, because all those, it's all the little tiny details now that like make up if there's going to be intelligent life or not. But
Right, exactly.
yeah, I
For
mean,
sure.
that's exciting as hell.
Hell
really
yeah.
cool.
Ambassador though? Come on, we got to think of one.
Yeah,
I mean, I
like
like
Morgan
I mean, we-
Freeman, Rocco.
No, I do like the Morgan Freeman idea still too though
So
because
we're
like,
building a committee.
No, check
So
this
Morgan
out. Because,
Freeman-
dude, check this
Morgan
out.
Freeman,
Because
Neil deGrasse
like
Tyson.
I saw him in an interview too, and I got a lot of respect for him because there was a lot of like. First off, he's very intelligent. You know, second off, like he thinks
He likes
rationally.
aliens.
When people are say that, like
He's God.
people say stuff like, "Hey, you know, oh yada yada yada, you said this or you think that or da da da," he'll call them straight out on it. He has no like issues like saying I have a differing opinion or whatever too as well.
Paula Dean.
No.
No.
That would be so
Rachel Ray.
bad for humanity.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like
Would kill my cholesterol immediately. Butter. More
Yeah.
butter.
we should think of a committee, right? Because they're gonna want to like, they're gonna
PETA.
send out a bunch of people.
There's probably some individuals out there that
PETA.
are already prepped for this. They're like, I'm the ambassador if any type of extraterrestrial existence comes around. I'm the one that's going to be speaking about it, and I've read books about it all day long.
Those people are crazy.
It sounds
Say
like
what?
Those people are crazy.
Those
Someone-
people. There's
So-
probably somebody in the government is what I'm saying. They got like one dude trained at just in case situation to be the ambassador of,
true.
humanity. He's like, and he's sitting there all in life. He's like, man, I hope it's gonna be my time, man. It's my time to shine, man. Come
My
on. I've been reading all day about everybody's cultures and what we need to do and what we need to say and negotiate.
All right, Alan, who do you think?
I kind of like the committee idea. I was thinking it has to be a person in, like, a scientist.
Right. Neil deGrasse Tyson.
That'd be good, possibly.
Still think Stephen Hawking.
It would have to be one of our most intelligent people in our existence that can like comprehend what they, because I'm one of the believers like Alan that if they're getting here, they've developed some type of technology or some sort to at least get themselves here, that they've shown that they maybe their development stage is a little bit higher than ours.
We need
So-
like somebody that they could like translate their technology
because
to
their
be
translation
understandable
to us might be like, let's put it in layman terms, and our smartest guy is like, I still fucking am having a really hard
Yeah.
time with the fuck they're
That's
saying.
true.
You know,
Because
like,
like we would
yeah.
have to have somebody to show them like our methodologies on how we've like done space travel and like our understanding of the universe in like not verifiable, but like a demonstratable way to them.
Yeah.
So like yeah, they might something click, like they all of a sudden do the equation even if they don't understand math, but then like they're like, oh, we get it now.
yeah.
So okay. So then Stephen Hawking, Neil deGrasse Tyson, Morgan
I wouldn't
Freeman.
want Stephen Hawking. Like, I have a lot of respect for Stephen Hawking, but I don't think I would want Stephen Hawking.
You
either.
need him in this case. I think you made.
Oh, you're
that
saying
point
he's-
clear.
Maybe he's not the first maybe not in the
yeah.
committee though.
He's
but
not like the
I-
ambassador, but he's a part of the committee.
Yeah, it
I
has
would-
to be because him
he'd
and
be a
Neil
part of the
deGrasse
committee.
Tyson are.
Yeah.
You need multiple minds to be figuring
Yeah.
this stuff out,
Yes,
right?
yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know.
I would
So
think
Maybe a
Elon
linguist.
Yes.
Elon Musk is a very
Like a really-
intelligent guy, but he's there for humanity. So you know that he's going to be choosing kind of like always like what's best
Unless
for
he's
humanity
actually a
out.
supervillain, which I think is a possibility.
That's
Oh,
true
shit.
too. That's true.
I don't think you bring him in the committee. I think you bring him. I think the committee comes back and then makes a new committee of like, okay, these are the next steps. These are the most intelligent minds to build stuff. This is what we need to do to make this work. And I think he's definitely on there. But I don't think he's
He's
part
be
of
on a
like.
committee, and it ain't even a committee.
But here's a big factor for me on like one of the traits that's necessary for an ambassador or a person in the committee for humanity. They have to be there for the best outcome for humanity as a whole too. And that's the thing is that like I don't know if those guys show traits of that. Like
So that's
yeah,
the-
they're
yeah,
very very
scientists.
super amazing intelligent guys, but it doesn't mean though that they're like they don't sit there and say everybody, you know, the other 7 billion people that exist in the world are just a bunch of fucking monkeys, you know, and think
Well,
like
apparently-
down of each other. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't seem that way. You don't know.
Okay,
but I
so
don't know
you're saying
who they are
Musk needs to be there as a consultant about their
that's all I'm
plan
saying is
moving
that
forward.
his actual like
Okay.
you know what he's like his purpose in life as of right now is
Yeah.
in so many different things, giving back to humanity as a whole and trying to change
You're
it
right.
for a better future. That's like
You're right.
I can read him to say that obviously somewhere deep down inside he's got a trait that says I want the best for humanity. I want us to go into a direction of cleaner energy and better
Unless
things.
he's a supervillain. And
Unless he's
doing
a
all this
supervillain, exactly,
to-
to trick us.
to trick
Okay,
us.
I agree. You sold me on that one, Rocco. I'll put him in the committee.
That's got to be
that makes a
one
really good.
trait, though. Like that's got to be one trait that's kind of like some, you know, whether it's like a common thread between them all, or at least you know the majority.
He's the cheerleader, dude. He's the cheerleader for humanity. So, like,
All right.
obviously, Neil deGrasse Tyson and Stephen Hawking are going to think about this from a scientific way and make it most efficiently.
Yeah.
Like, but he's going to be the one to step in and be like, "Look, guys, this is the most efficient way, but this is not the best way for humanity. Let's find
Right.
a balance."
Yeah,
makes
exactly.
sense.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, but that kind of like works in your guys' favor. That's like, you know, 50% of the other people are gonna have a fucking hard time with that kind of shit. It's like,
Well,
So
you guys-
sorry, go ahead, Steve.
I was gonna say, have you guys ever heard of Terrence Teo? Apparently, he's the smartest man alive. He's 36 years old. He won the mathematical Olympiad when he's only 13. He's the IQ of 230, and Einstein was 200 IQ.
yeah,
He might be
I was
good.
just throwing that out there. Yeah, I was gonna say. They
You
say
know-
they could speculate he's the smartest man in the world.
yeah, but so like IQ and all that kind of stuff, that's very, you know, it's obviously extremely beneficial because you learn very fast. But at the same time, like experience does give things too. That gives a lot of lessons to learn that he has yet to learn. Like, yes, he mathematically, obviously he's a genius. Obviously his IQ is very high. He can learn very fast, but he might not have experienced so many different things of life. That also brings a lot too. Like where, like I
Yeah.
feel like Neil deGrasse Tyson's not 31 years old. He's experienced a lot more. You know. and that maybe a person like,
36.
I don't know. That's
Alan,
what
you were gonna say a linguist.
Yeah, I think that would be
Oh
important.
yeah.
Who's
To have-
I have no like. Who
I
would
don't
be a
know
good-
any like notable linguists. Is not something I keep track of, but I think they would need.
Ahura,
someone that's, like-
Lieutenant Ahura.
That blue girl
Good call.
from Star Trek.
What about
That's
what
a
about
great-
that
good
chick
job,
that
guys.
was really
Good job, guys.
was her name Amy? She was some no that's
Winehouse?
that's the Congo. She's dead. No, the
She's dead.
scientist
Like,
the scientist
no,
that was
dead.
working with apes for a really long time. She's really famous for
yeah.
Oh,
Jane.
Jane
Goodall.
Jane Goodall.
Yes,
I think she
yes.
would actually be really good because she has tons of experience with like working with how we interact
Other
with
cultures
completely
and-
different species.
Yeah,
right?
species. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. So like she would be maybe the closest thing to trying to figure out something
we
that's really
adapt
close
with,
to right.
like,
Yes,
yeah.
exactly. So she would be an interesting.
That might
person,
be good.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because she can read body language and like figure out like what they're trying to say. Like
So it's like the committee would have to have like everybody would have their own like little strength that's like necessary for all of them to have to be able to make a
communicate.
good
Oh,
communication with
a cat.
Yeah.
We'd need a cat there because I think cats are aliens also. And so
And
we
a
just want to see like if they're like
dolphin.
something. There's like we see like some little connection when
Dude,
they
that's
see the
also
cat. They're like,
great
oh,
topic.
it's
That's a
like
great
the
topic.
overlords of the ocean of like the in universe. Like they're here.
Dude.
They have. They've.
Hey,
Or what
they worship them like that, and there's
No
other
joke.
cultures that worship the dolphin like that. So let's have a dolphin in a tank too.
no,
just in
that's
case, I mean-
impractical.
What if it's no? It's not. It could happen, dude. It could happen.
Or what about an entertainment?
The committee has a.
Yeah, I was
a
thinking
cat-
like a comedian or something, but I
I said
feel like
Robin
that
Williams,
is,
but
the,
he's not here.
the comedians themselves are very. I think they appeal to
Contextual.
humans because it's like we created the humor that we find funny on the planet,
Yeah.
on this planet.
But perhaps someone like a juggler or someone who can like physically entertain.
I think yeah, but that doesn't need to be the first person we send them.
Yeah, you're right. I'm just thinking like why the committees go off talking to the alien committee. Like what are the other people going to be doing?
We have
Yeah,
the
we
staring
have-
at soldiers.
Who's
we'd
the
have,
Joker of
we'd have, like,
humanity?
great photographers. We'd have like show them art. We'd show them sculpture. We'd show
Yeah,
them
cool.
all of the arts that we have.
So a professor, like a teacher, someone who can kind of like show maybe like all the different stuff, like a
I think it's just always somebody, a master of their craft, or not,
Yeah.
not necessarily just the masters, but somebody who's good at explaining their craft. It's
okay.
like that's why
Yeah.
Neil deGrasse Tyson is really good because he's really good at explaining things,
Yeah.
especially to us.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's a
think
good
they need
point.
something like that for each of the roles.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody that can, because if it's just like some super smart autistic guy that's like
Right.
can even function when he's there with them, then that won't be very useful.
So mine was the
Exactly.
best answer, right?
Yeah. Uhara was the best one, Lieutenant Uhara.
No, I was talking about Neil deGrasse.
What about muscle?
That's
Just
good.
in case this is like we're sending all of our, like actually what's kind of scary is we're sending like our best and brightest people
Yeah, if
to
they kill
potentially a
them all.
suicide mission.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like, oh well,
You know
there
what
we
I
go,
mean?
guys. Good luck.
yeah.
Throw the white flag in.
Well,
really
keep Stephen
scary.
Hawking back, so we got a backup.
Yeah.
No, I thought we were gonna bring him on.
I
'cause you
thought we
said
said
he
he's
was
in the
too
backup
scary.
committee. He's like the committee like after the initial committee.
No, I think he should be on
Rocco
that.
sold me.
committee.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he should be
Okay.
on that. If we've got these other guys on the committee too, I think that he would be a good one on it as well.
Well, then we can keep the guy that's in charge of the Large Hadron Collider to not go.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll
would work.
make sure he doesn't go. So
What-
he's in charge of like all the little small stuff, and then we'll send Neil deGrasse Tyson and Stephen Hawking who are in charge of the big ideas.
We should send
Lasers.
Brock Lesnar
Eh,
and somebody else who's really
John
big in
Cena.
film. John
Brad-
Cena.
Brad Pitt.
John
John
Cena.
Cena.
Not Brad Pitt. Like we need
Dude.
big muscle people to
That's
go
not
there.
like-
and
You mean
get ready
Troy?
to- What?
I don't know, man. I just
Yeah,
don't
just
know.
in case shit goes down.
Yeah,
you need
what
someone
the
to
hell
drop
is
an
that gonna
elbow.
do? They should be like send me with a little like a new freaking technology
Oh,
weapon that we have that's like a laser.
We definitely need to have like
Sound
multiple
system that, like-
races shown. So like Neil deGrasse Tyson's
Ooh.
there. We need to have
We
like an
got
Asian
Black
dude
covered.
there. We need to have a Mexican guy there. We need to have Steve. That's what I'm counting on you, man.
Yeah, enchiladas and
tortadas.
tortadas.
Get paid.
K?
See,
Oh,
K.
see, fly.
Like a super light skinned, like Scandinavian person.
Yeah.
Just so
Donald
they're
Trump.
like, whoa, there's lots of different colored people here.
Yeah, yeah.
They'd be like, kill them all. Everybody dies.
I don't know. Do you think we have it covered then?
Yeah.
I think we got it. Yeah.
That's
Okay.
it.
That
we'll
way we
send
need a
that to
committee,
NASA.
man.
Yeah, we'll send it to NASA. We'll send dear
NASA,
NASA.
hey, you know, you
really
can donate
needs-
as much as $1 to
Yeah.
our podcast. And
It's
We'll
funny
keep
that you
throwing
say that,
out
Alan,
ideas.
because this topic and episode is brought to you by patreon.com/maelstromgamers. If you guys want to support us and you have some extra cash lying around, even just as little as $1, you can go to
What?
patreon.com/maelstromgamers and you can
$1.
support us with $1. It's really easy
No
and it's
way.
free to sign up. And you guys
So
even get special rewards for putting
affordable.
money to
Yeah.
us, which is really great. You can also support us on youtube.com/maelstromgamers channel. There's a support button over by the videos. You can click that and you can give us even $1, $5, $10, whatever you want. It's as simple as that.
Affordable.
We're gonna go on to our next. I love the subliminal stuff. We're going on to our next topic, and that topic is violence in video games.
Not true.
video games are very violent.
No,
They're
it's
a
not
very
true.
violent medium. I want to talk a little bit about. There's been studies left and right talking about
Those
how
are
violence
untrue studies.
violence in video games induces anger, anxiety.
That's-
People believe
Play.
that
Double
it is the cause of a lot of things, like when the shootings happened in Columbine.
It's the
These
devil's
kids were
work.
playing. They were playing. What is it? It wasn't Call of Duty. It was Counter Strike. There's,
yeah.
you know, they ridiculed everything from the movies they watched to the music they listened to, and most importantly, the games like GTA. And a lot of people see this and they want to make direct correlations to the violence that they're committing because they believe that this is something that they're playing often, and then they get like somehow brain warped into thinking they can do this in real life, or it's okay to do in real life, and so they want to. People tend to think, media specifically, people play this and then go out and execute it again.
Okay.
Dude, bottom line, they're just trying to figure out someone to blame, honestly. Because, like,
Yeah.
if you know your kid's a little off in the first place and you know they can't handle a game like that,
Preach, Steve.
you know what I mean? Like, they shouldn't be playing that video game in the first place.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else do you think?
I think I differ from Steve.
He's out. He's out. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the bad boy. He's done for the day. He'll be back next week.
Okay, so I think that they do have an influence over us, and here is a situation that just went down recently. My wife, who is not a gamer, started picking up a video game, Skyrim, because her girlfriend's playing it, so she wanted to have something to be able to share with her girlfriend. So she started playing Skyrim. She's been playing it for about 3 or 4 nights now, and she's loving the game. She thinks it's a great game. You know, it's a medieval kind of game. She's using swords. She's attacking people, doing all these different things, and she's not thinking anything to it. But it's got violence involved in it. She goes to have a dream. You know, she has a dream on her 3rd night, and she normally doesn't have any type of super violent dreams, but she has a super violent dream, and it's got to do with like kind of Skyrim style stuff, like sword fighting, all these different things. So even at a like subconscious level, she was absorbing all the violence, and it was that she was absorbing the violence often. She was doing it daily, 3 days in a row for 2-3 hours each day, playing it, that it was getting absorbed into her subconscious, that it expressed itself in the dream on her 3rd night.
Now,
So
do you
it's
think
like-
she's going to wake up and kill somebody over that, though?
No. I don't think she's going to wake up and kill. Now, there's 2 different things here, like where the topic is violence in video games.
Oh, my bad.
Is it so much like leading to killings, or is it just talking
does
about
violence in video games
lead
Right.
to killing?
cause
I'm sorry.
or lead to
Violence
things
in
like
the real
mass
life.
shooting or violence in real life? Yeah, simply put, violence in real life.
Well, then, I think that so at that level, it's still becoming a part of her subconscious in some way or another. Some type of violent aspect is coming in her subconscious, and she's expressing it through her dream. Is it going to make her kill somebody? No, she's not unstable. She's not somebody that can't rationalize.
Right. Yeah.
Between a bad dream, a game, and seeing the situations that are occurring, and then also having it go through. But here's one thing. When I play LOL, and I'm playing it often and all the time. And my mind constantly gets like stuck on violence, like I was saying, mine does, and I'm a healthy individual with LOL, or my wife's did, who's a healthy individual with her game. Like if I have a little bit of a screw loose, my mind's stuck on violence, I might do violent actions. It might be something that's constantly in my mind. The idea of a violent action could be existent because I'm constantly thinking in a violent pattern. So yes, I think that there is some correlation. Do I think it's like the main correlation? No, I don't. The main correlation is that usually that individual has something wrong upstairs.
How do you explain? How do you then? Okay, if you're making the correlation to these violent actions based off people who are mentally unstable, how do you explain situations where people have killed people before and done very similar, if not the exact same acts, in a generation that video games didn't exist?
Well, I'm not saying that. Like I'm not saying that is the main reason of why they're doing any type of killings in the first place. We have people that are unstable. They've killed people in the past before video games. We have people that kill people today. I think that this helps. It does help influence the situation. Now, here's an example that I have. Is that if I'm listening to rap music and I'm listening to like Eminem and I'm listening to the thug gangster stuff and I love it and it's awesome for me and I'm just sitting there pumping it, I notice that I get a different perspective. The outcomes of how I react on the road or even the ways that I'm thinking, like with my nature of how I just walk, it changes. It changes how I'm going to behave, how I'm going to react in a situation.
But driving and walking is not nearly as detrimental to your and other people's lives as taking their life or being physically harmful.
Right.
So while you feel a different vibe and may walk
But if I was an
differently,
angry
those are
person,
different
or if
decisions
I was a
than-
person that had a kind of a screw loose, and then I'm adding to it, my day is I'm playing aggressive, violent video games, and then I'm listening to bad music or whatever. I call it bad music. It's good music, but music that can influence maybe a negative side, honestly. Like maybe it can make me more aggressive in nature. And I've already got a screw loose in my head. Who's to say that some guy doesn't like cut me off on the road and I get so pissed off that I'm a goner and I just blast his face because I'm listening to some music that makes me feel like, yo, I'll kill a motherfucker every day. Yeah, and I'm gonna spray him, spray. You know, and it's like, and I'm just like sitting there like, yeah, I'm getting into it. I've got a screw loose already. I'm playing violent games all day long, and this guy cuts me off. Truly, genuinely pisses me off because I'm already kind of in that aggressive nature. You know, because I've been playing these video games, listening to this music for the past week, that doesn't make me pull out my gun and shoot somebody.
I mean,
So-
I was gonna say, I guess I can kind of figure that out a little bit, but like, I think if I was to listen to music at work and it was calming music, I think I'd have a different aspect on people because they piss me off more.
Exactly.
So I'm seeing kind of where you're coming from, but because I'm trying to think of it, because I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, well, at work, the people piss me off so bad. I'm sitting there thinking, like, if I was to listen to mad music or something like that, it'd probably make me more angry. You know what I mean? But I don't know about the whole video game thing. Like, that would make me more angry out during the day. Like, I know what you're talking about, subconscious and everything like that, because I've had LOL dreams and everything where I'm dreaming about, like, stuff, me playing the game and everything like that. But I don't know if that would affect me. Yeah.
Let me ask you a question and paint a picture for you. You guys all have worked out in the past. There's specific music that I'm sure you've found that motivates you while you're working out to do more, better, like just to like lift more, get more energetic, right?
Yeah.
When you're not working out and that song comes out, does it make you want to work out?
It makes you pumped, yeah.
It makes you pump, but does it make you want to work out? Do you go and work out after hearing that song?
No.
Okay, so then what I'm trying to draw from is that there's something in you that wants you to work out, right? It's not necessarily the song that makes you want to work out. You already feel like you want to go and work out. The song maybe amplifies something that you're already wanting to do and motivate.
But here, let's change this up because we're forgetting the factor of these people already have something screw loose. We're not those.
That's kind of my
individuals.
point. That's
So
kind of my point.
if I have a screw loose that says that I tend to like to have an addiction towards the working out, that song might trigger me to want to go work out if I'm not working out. You know what I mean? Like, let's say that screw though is now anger and killing, you know, and now it's not the gym idea. It's the song. It's the video game that makes you think of killing, or the song that makes you think of killing. And you've already got the screw loose of the tension or the possibility of being a killer.
I guess the way I look at it and what I'm challenging is that you have this inherent need to work out because you like it, because you want to do it. This is something you want to do. I am mapping that to someone who has this probably like a screw loose inherent need, like want to possibly take someone out, kill someone. is
And by screw loose, just talking about like as far as people on medication and everything like that, because it inhibits like the receptors in your brain to like almost from right from wrong.
on or
Like
off.
you just don't care. You just
I'm
become
talking
like a
about, you can
zombie.
see these kids, I mean, you can see these people from kids stage to become adults, these other different stages where it's like you see them just flip out, right? Something small happens and they want to like beat the shit out of something, hurt something, do something.
Because
and then now they're
inherently-
playing. Yes, that's what I was trying to say. Is like, so if I was inherently a person, we were talking about the situation with the gym. If I wasn't, like, okay, if we're gonna use it as the context of a gym, then you have to think of it like this: if I have an like inherent nature to be a workout guy, right? And I hear that song, I'm gonna want to go to the gym. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what I
Like,
asked you. You said you
yeah,
didn't. You didn't.
Well, but I'm not an inherent want to go to the gym guy. Like that, I'm trying to say that if I was that though, and like if I was an inherent, I had that nature to want to beat the shit out of something. Anytime I got a little bit angry, and then you go and play me a video game that's really angry or music constantly. And there's a few different factors to this. One, where is their mental state? Is obviously the biggest factor.
Right.
Two, how often are they playing these? How long is it going on for the video games or the music kind of situation? Like, is it 3 months of it nonstop of the violent video games all the time, and the same with the games? Because then I could see where that's going to start to really dramatically influence their subconscious. Where is it? Oh, just a day? No, a day's probably not going to affect that person as much as long-term, like repetitive, shit being. It's like indoctrination kind of deal. You're indoctrinating that person into more violent influences. Like, now people are healthy mentally. It expresses itself in our dreams, like Steve-O was saying. You have a violent dream, you have LOL dreams, or you have this or that. You're not really thinking while you're playing the video game, I want to go kill somebody, because you have a healthy mind for the most part,
I guess I'm just what I'm trying to say is I think that they have this inherent need to hurt someone, and that if video games weren't a part of their life, or if they play video games, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're gonna go do it anyway.
Right.
And they're probably gonna go do it regardless of if they play games that morning or if they don't. And I don't necessarily think that games, music, or movies trigger something where it's like, whoo, I gotta go out and kill someone now.
I don't think they trigger it. I think they can help influence it, though. So that, you're right. That person probably will do it regardless if they're playing the video games or not, but it can help influence it to make it happen faster, more often, whatever it be, I think, depending on how, like I was saying, often that they're consuming their daily life, around it.
Then what do you think about using it as a therapeutic tool? There's reasons why we want to escape reality, right? Like, potentially shooting someone in virtual reality is a lot better than shooting someone in real life. Do you think that there's any merit to like suppressing those feelings by just kind of like getting it out in a virtual space?
The brain doesn't see things to be different like that. Like, if you're going through that experience mentally, the brain reacts and experiences it the same as if you are actually doing it. So I don't know if I can think of it as being a therapy. Like, first off, it's like what Steve-O said, as parents, we need to identify the children who already have those innate, tendencies to want to go be violent in nature, and don't give them, obviously, any influence in the violent aspect. Showing them other directions, other ways of life that can be non-violent, because those ones that just keep getting more violence, I think that can influence children. And
that's really hard
adults.
to do. I mean, we're talking about everything from movies to TV to, this kid's got to live in a bubble.
Well, not really so much. I mean, I do that kind of as I will watch violent movies every once in a while, but really I stay away from violent movies. And
Disney movies are violent.
They honestly, there's a lot of stuff. There's even different Disney cartoons that we try to watch for our kids to make sure that, okay, this might not be a cartoon we want them to watch, because there's so much violence involved in it that's unnecessary.
Everyone dies in a Disney movie.
But I don't know.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, Rocco. I guess I'm just trying to challenge it a bit.
I'm sure it's difficult to try to identify. No, it's probably not that difficult. Like I said, you can kind of see those tendencies that children have at a young age. It's like they're playing with a toy. The toy gets taken. All of a sudden, they want to, throw the toy at the other kid's face, right? And then well, that kid's obviously got some tendencies right now to be pretty violent. Like, maybe we don't have him watching Power Rangers attacking one another, and then all of a sudden he thinks that, like, that's okay kind of thing to do. Go smack somebody with a sword, because now he's got a sword, a play sword, and he thinks it's okay to smack that kid because he's already got a violent tendency, and now
Or
he
the
doesn't want
kid
to do it
that's
with
so
his
angry
friends.
that he punches and destroys his $3,000 flat screen TV. You seen
But
that?
what you're doing is covering up the problem by taking things like away instead of teaching them to be responsible with the medium that's out there.
My point is that it still has an influence. The main situation is having to make sure that you're handling that in the best way possible as a parent for that child or whatever growing up, because obviously when they grow up, if they don't have anything to help intervene at that point, they're going to grow up with that tendency, that kind of mindset. And it's like now you got an adult who's probably not going to listen to anybody, that's like flips his shit over anything, So yeah, I think I stand with still it influences. It doesn't make it happen. It's not the actual trigger, you know what I mean? It's not the trigger. It is something that can help influence. I think that what we surround ourselves with on a daily basis influences us. That whatever that be. If we can surround ourselves with violent video games and media and violent things in our lives, I think that we'll attract mindsets of that, more things of that. I think that if we were to put ourselves in a bit of a bubble, like you called it, and maybe we just say violent things are going to stay out of that bubble, but comedy, happy, fun things, whatever, if I want my life to be those things, then maybe I just surround myself with stuff involved like that. And I'm a hypocrite here because I play games that do have violence in them. But playing them gives me more of a stance on this topic because I feel like I experience those things like at a subconscious level. Not that I have a mental screw loose that I feel like I want to go, it causes a trigger to me want to shoot somebody, but I can see that I get more aggressive tendencies when I tend to play, aggressive games constantly or aggressive music constantly or aggressive movies.
So what I'm hearing is like the core of your argument is that people with an unstable mental state are really those people that need to be watched and regulated in terms of what they're consuming and what they're participating in fear that it could not trigger, but well, that's where I get lost. I understand that it's really
more of like it's not that it can trigger, just it could build. More of a perspective towards violence.
What is bad about like what degree does the influential material like? I don't know. Like how do you quantify that? A person who is mentally unstable who watches violent movies and TV shows but doesn't play violent video games. What does adding violent video games do to that person and the timeline at which they're going to commit this act?
Maybe create more frustration for that person that leads to higher amounts of stress that puts them over that tipping point to cause an action. Like maybe it's like you're playing a video game, you're constantly losing, people are shooting you, you're doing terrible, whatever, and you're fucking fuck. You guys have seen those people that freak the shit out and throw the fucking controllers against the wall and they're just and you're like, whoa, bro, take a fucking chill pill. You're making me have anxiety for acting out. It's a fucking video game, but they're going balls to the wall nuts. And then he goes outside to go, play tag with his friends, and his friend doesn't play the game the way he thinks is fair, and then he snaps and takes a fucking stick to his face. Maybe he would have done it anyways, but maybe that stress and that frustration that led from that video game is what put him to the tipping point of hitting him with a stick, where he wouldn't have hit him with a stick, it would have took that point and then another point to have put him over, I don't know. Like that's just I could see that happening. I'm not a person that goes through that, but I have experienced other individuals that go through high amounts of stress when they fucking lose video games or they're doing bad in a game, and it's a
Play.
It's not always a violent video game. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
It could be just it could be a car racing game, and he comes in 10th out of 10th.
So I guess so that's where I start to find the holes in the argument, where you're describing something on a generic level of something adding stress and frustration, but as we know, everybody has their own levels and things that stress and frustrate them.
But here's the thing: the brain still goes through stress just watching, like a killing happening in a movie. So so even if you think you're not stressing, you are still stressing. You're still putting your body in more amounts of stress for a choice. You chose to do that. You chose to watch a violent movie. You chose to play the video game. You chose to add more stress to yourself, whether you're aware of it or not.
Right, but you're saying then these video games could be influential, but theoretically anything can be influential. So if video games are in the category of everything, then are video games really the thing that's like if everything is influential, then nothing
my
is
argument is that anything that's negative in any nature, if you've got
that could happen anywhere. He can stub his toe. He can lose keys. He could cut her hair the wrong way.
Apply to the video games, and my stance is then it would apply to that too, because it can apply to anything else. Why wouldn't it
And
apply?
that's
to
my
video
point.
games
If
too?
everything is influential, then nothing is influential, and it brings me back to the point where
Oh, nothing.
this thing is going to happen anyway, and
Yeah.
anything in the world can just set them off. You know what I mean? And so it's about training that person to deal with stress and anxiety, and
Yes.
potentially
Yeah.
depression, in
Yeah.
a way that they can combat anything. It's like I think when you go, yeah, movies are influential and video games are influential, it's kind of a wrong. I think anything is influential because, and a lot of times that we're seeing, these people are bullied, they are alienated at school, which is a social feature. And so, I mean, you can go grocery shopping and have a really bad interaction with a counter attendant. And if we apply the same argument that you're describing, it's, well, don't go to the grocery store because you're gonna have bad interactions with, like, and that's gonna trigger, and, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, everything then is on the table.
But I think that that's something you need to be aware of if you're a person with a unstable mental state.
Correct.
Because
Yeah.
stress is what puts you over that edge. There's something that's happening that's causing so much amount of stress that puts you to the point of wanting to kill some other individual. So monitoring your stress intake is a big
Right.
deal. And that can, like, so that means from anything. Everything in the world does influence us. I agree with that 100%. Everything is influential. So you have to be a monitor of what's coming in your bubble based off of, like, do you want to have those extra stresses? Because those extra stresses can lead to you doing or saying something. How
Sure.
many people have been in an argument, you said something to that other person, you're like, I can't believe I said that. But you said that because you were so freaking stressed. Imagine if you were mentally unstable where somewhere in your beliefs, hitting your wife was not bad thing. You know, it was an okay thing. And you get yourself to this super stress, and it's not saying something later on that you're like, God, I really regret that. But it's like getting you to the point of where you hit somebody and you're like, wow, I can't believe I did that. Or you're like, that felt good. You know, like whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Alan, what do you
It's
think?
I had lots of thoughts throughout this conversation, but they've all been faded.
Okay.
He's
All
tired.
right. Well, we're going to go on to our next topic. I thought that was good. It was pretty much Steve dropped the mic, Ninja vanished, and then
Yeah.
Rocco and Clay pretty much bickered over some stuff.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
For the record, I do not believe video games make you do violent actions.
Yeah.
Not causation. I think that's what Rocco's saying, but Rocco then goes into a deeper level that I start questioning. But it's fine. It's cool. It's good. Steve-O, bad boy. I'm going on to you. What's your
All
topic?
right, my topic is has been up to this point in your life the most influential person in your life.
Video games. Next question.
Chips and salsa.
Person.
Next question.
Chips and
Chips and salsa. Stephen Hawkins. See ya.
Stephen Hawkins.
I would say I'm gonna go with my wife. That's what I'm gonna go with.
I'm on the instant brownie points.
No, not trying to get brownie points, but I am gonna go with my wife because, like, I've had a lot of individuals in my life that have helped me out with, some different things and given me different perspectives of life that I feel like were extremely beneficial. But, like, my wife, I think, is just honestly, like, she's not my wife for no reason. She's a person that has helped change me into a man that I feel like is a lot better man, given me tons of different perspectives that have helped me with, everything in life, every walks in life. She's always been there for me no matter what kind of situation occurred. So it's like, I don't know. I mean, the person I look up, you're saying like the person you look up to the most, that's helped you the most kind of deal? Definitely would be.
Influence you.
Influence me the most would definitely be
Yes.
her. Seeing how she is too as well, like how she handles situations, who she is and what she stands for. It's just like, that's a big time influence every day to make myself a better person. So like, definitely.
Who's the
be
most
my-
influential person in your life that's not family?
Okay.
Ooh, dang, that is a tough one. I was gonna say,
That's a tough
okay,
one,
my
too.
original answer was going to be my
That
parents.
should be, yeah, because it's
Right.
gonna be your parents. Yeah.
Because like obviously,
Yeah.
like,
Somebody
they
like
shape
your
your
dad.
life. Like
Yeah.
your wife, like I
That's
mean, I
not your
agree.
family.
If I was gonna say that, then like my girlfriend would probably be the same answer because I've
Yeah.
matured like so much, like being with her and everything.
Mhm.
But I feel like
Non-family.
we should not do that because it's like, of
Yeah.
course,
Cop-out
I think
answer.
the
Gonna be
people closest
family.
to you are going to be the most influential.
That's true.
Yeah.
Non.
Huh. Who would it be?
I think I know who mine is actually.
Okay. Yeah.
My high school computer science teacher was
Nice.
probably the most influential person for me because he got me really interested in doing computer art, which I don't think if he hadn't done that, I probably would not have been interested in pursuing an art career in any aspect. And also, I never would have gone gone to SCAD, where they had a good computer art program as well.
Yeah.
So like, I don't think they're like going into his class set into motion like a huge chain of events into like where I am today, and I think he was really excited about people being excited about their work at the same time. So I think that was like what you could really feel that, like when you're like, oh well, I'm just doing this programming thing, like I'm doing the exercise, but I'm also adding like this little bit, just for my own personal satisfaction. He'd be like really excited, to be like, yeah, that's why you got to do, you got to go like try things out, you got to experience, these things and see if you like them.
Right.
So would you say he influenced you more like as in your personality, or he influenced you more as I said your career choice?
I mean, probably career mostly, but I mean, it still leaves like a big. I mean, because I'm obviously remembering how excited he was for people to enjoy what they're doing. It left a mark on me in terms of his personality and like personality as well. Because like if you want to influence people to like really chase their dreams or discover their dreams, then you have to be like excited for them.
Yeah.
Because like
So
if you're just kind of like not proactive and interested in what somebody you're trying to teach, like whatever they're interested in, then they're obviously going to be like, oh well, maybe I made a mistake in like thinking this is like a really great direction to go in.
Right. Oh, man.
Rest in peace, Major Dennis Carpenter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he passed away from lung disease.
Oh man,
Oh, that's not a good
that's-
Sorry.
Damn.
Gosh, where do you think you would have been without him? Like, what path do you think you would have taken?
I think it was just done like what my dad did or something. Like that's kind of always, I feel like almost like the default when you're first growing up. You don't really know, so you do what your dad does. So it probably would have gone into some sort of like energy, natural gas field, even though
Gotcha.
I don't know anything about it nowadays. I might have just like gone to school just to study it because he did it, and
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a proven concept.
Gone to a state school,
Right.
live near home. Yeah.
Well, I guess like the most recent one that I've had that's kind of had a lot of influence over my life, because like I've had multiple different people outside of the family have like influences in my life, but nothing where I was kind of like, wow, that just changed complete direction. Not that this guy has really had that either, but he has had a lot of influence on me in my perspective when it comes to business. So his name is Rob. I was working with a doctor as of late, and this guy is his stepson, and he has made several different companies as an entrepreneur, made successful companies and then sold them off or helped individuals to as well, like create extremely successful companies. But with this guy, it was just like, he showed me like the value of persistence, even when there's like hurdle after hurdle after hurdle, and the solution looks completely non-existent.
Right.
He showed me what almost every successful individual in the world, career-wise, has to go through and be the king of the hill over for them to be successful. Is that never taking no as an answer. He showed me like how hyper management kind of deal. Like one of my biggest flaws at the time was time management, and he's helped me with like understanding how to accomplish everything. I mean, everything within time, and how to have your mind and your perspective roaming everything all at the same time as well. I don't know. I feel like when it comes to career, he's had one of the largest influences on me because he's one of those guys that I respected a lot too. I no longer work with him, but was definitely a relationship that I left, without burning any type of bridges, because I had a lot of respect for that man. Give me a lot of good perspectives, like I was saying, really good ways of thinking about business as a whole. And that can be where you're in the industry like that I'm in right now. That can be gold. So
Yeah.
Like the
definitely gonna go
mentality.
down for Rob. Yeah, that mentality.
Yeah.
I mean, because like you will hit so much, you know, especially in entrepreneurial work, that it'll be, you just get no's after no's after no's kind of things, and it's like you got to learn how to be able to get over that, you know, and you got to learn how to stick through it always. And those people that have that on their mind that they're going to be successful no matter what anybody else says, they're the ones that do become successful. You know what I mean? Because they truly believe that they will be. There's no doubt in their mind, no matter what experience comes to them, they can still say, yeah, but that's not my belief. I believe I'm going to be successful. And they keep going and keep going and keep going. And a lot of these individuals that we see as like stars nowadays, we're like, oh my God, they came overnight. Well, what you don't see is the 10 years of work that they took, that
right.
people took them, that they couldn't get it.
Like
It's
Katy Perry being a backup singer for
Exactly.
POD. I mean, that took a while for her to get to be.
But people see her as just being overnight kind of situation. It's like, no, she wasn't overnight. She had put years and years of dedication behind it. It's like, that's what Rob had taught me in business, is that like you could go through experiences like that, but if you know you've got it, if you know you have it, you need to go and run with it and never let somebody tell you that you
Or like
can't.
actors too. Like there's actors that don't become popular until they're like 40s or whatever.
Yeah. And they've been doing it
They've
since
been
they were-
trying, to do it since they've been like, got out of college or whatever.
Yep.
And talk show hosts and podcasts, man. I mean, it takes a while.
For some people, it's
The
just
artists, they don't even get recognized till they're dead.
it's like how much they
Jesus, Steve, come on, guy. We're like talking about good stuff. You gotta drop that bomb. You don't say one thing until Jesus.
I'm out.
Yeah.
And I'm done again.
Except for artists when they die. See you.
and that's it. I'm out.
That's
I don't know. I
That's good. That's a good influencing.
Yeah,
like,
so Rob was definitely, you know, one of
influence, I
mine
think,
for
yeah.
when it comes to business, career kind of deal, and just give me a better perspective. And I can apply that to anything outside of business too. You know, when it comes to hobbies, say I want to learn how to play a guitar, you know, just making stay persistent and working through it until one day, a year later, I'm playing and it's not like, you know, any issue. Yeah, in those first days, it was like I couldn't hit a string that would sounded right, you know, just sticking with it.
That's cool. I guess I'll go next. I think my most influential person was my professor in college. Shout out to Brenda Brathwaite, who is now Brenda Romero, name dropping. She really, like, man, I guess I got into college and I had a pretty good work ethic and I had some resemblance of an idea of what I wanted to do. But that path that I thought I was going to get to where I wanted to be was very different until I met her. She pretty, like, I'm in the game industry and I was thinking, okay, I'll just start out as a modeler and I'll eventually become a game designer. But when she came on in my sophomore year, which was the perfect time because that's right when you start to hit your major and you start to really
like your
get into,
actual
like,
classes and stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. She was like, no, there's tons of game designer jobs right now that they need people to step up. You can absolutely graduate college and become a designer. And I was like, oh, that's nuts. I never even thought that I could do that. And speaking with her every day and taking a ton of her classes, it was just very
Motivating to do that.
very, very motivating, and it became obviously clear that I can do this. Like, I can graduate and become a game designer. I don't have to like go through some bullshit like side path to get to where I actually want to be. There's also certain things like she called me out on my bullshit. Like I've talked about getting insanely drunk for my 21st birthday the night before, like Saturday morning I had to come in and like work on a project. Now I did it, but she was also like, yeah, you smell like booze, and she would give me shit for it. She was like, my mother growing up was like really, really like sweet and nice and kind and forgiving, and like Brenda was like tough love kind of stuff. So it was really cool to have like a different style of like almost this motherly figure being like, nah, man, you're not fucking up, like stop doing that, like get this done. And she like it was really cool. It was a really fun relationship, and she
That's awesome to have that as a professor though. Like you guys were saying, you that came from that realm, like, because I didn't have a professor that I would say that happened to me, but that would probably at that time in my life, you're so influential, like you're about to go into a huge step like out there, to have that extra courage from somebody else that's been in that industry. It makes you feel, I guess it takes away a lot of that anxiety of like
you just need somebody to like tell you that the dream you're going after is like possible, and like exactly, like you can do this, because it's like Clay said, it's like, well, you don't even have any fucking clue because they don't teach you that kind of stuff until you get somebody that's interested enough in you to tell you that.
Exactly. Yeah, and like So it's all those things that Alan just mentioned, and then like keep like holding me to a high standard, and then just dropping tons of knowledge on me in terms of like, look, these are the people you need to start caring about. These are the names that you want to start researching. These are the books you want to start reading. This is, and then just fundamentals of game design. These are like what you need to pay attention to. And like I was gonna say, like she had influenced me through all that stuff, but there was also a huge thing by just coming to SCAD and changing that curriculum and like pulling, like she's an amazing professor. She completely redid our curriculum for game design, because prior to that, the final was making a 3D model, which has nothing to do with game design at all. Like, I mean, yeah, we make models, but like if you want to be a designer, that's not what you're working on. So we went from that style to every class pretty much making some type of game, and our final was making a game, right? Actually working on a game. So all of the extracurricular like classes that she created, the curriculum restructure that she created, the new finals, like all of that was great. Yeah, it was insane. But not only to me, but everybody at SCAD. That program got so much stronger for it, and tons of other students became better prepared for a career in gaming because of that. So
did you also realize you hated modeling?
No, actually I was kind of sad to move away from that, because there was
really?
something about being in the zone and just listening to headphones and just like creating that was really fun, enjoyable to me.
I couldn't
where
stand
game design is. Oh really?
No, man, I couldn't stand it, dude. It was like the worst times for me in SCAD were my modeling times. Like, god, this is taking so fucking long. Let's get this finished.
Yeah, so hands down, Brenda, huge influence. Like, just just instilled really good foundational, like fundamental stuff in terms of game design, but also like she wanted us to be a part of for game designers, it was really crucial about how our resume was structured, getting as many awards as we could, participating as many game jams as we could, like, you know, just going to specific amount of conferences and like what we should be paying attention to, like ideals and stuff. It was great, and I don't know where I would be this day without her, because man, I'm not sure what I would have accomplished.
Well, she's probably had, like you were saying, she's done so much in so many different areas that honestly affect her life on a daily basis. So like, gosh, you know, she might be, you know, one of the biggest reasons by drilling you with the fundamentals of game design of why you're where you are today. You know what I mean? And you wouldn't have been there if it was a different teacher than, you know, or professor than her at the time. You would be doing 3D modeling at the end of the class instead of the actual
who
game.
Who knows, man? Like, and she had connections. She hooked me up with certain like job interviews. It was like, it was something I could put on my resume that she was comfortable with, that like helped me stand out against like being taught by Brenda Brathwaite was like this person has some credentials. Like, it's huge, man. It
awesome.
Probably helped me get ahead in the college or in the career.
Nice.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Steve looks like he's thinking right now.
So I've been thinking this entire time, man. Like, I know it seems pretty sad that I have no one that's really influenced me in a career aspect type thing.
Well, what about anything else outside?
Yeah, what about like emotionally,
non-family
physically?
though? Non-family though.
Non-family. I mean, non-family. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, no. Nobody's non-family.
Is there something that you've learned that you are really glad that you have learned to do over time, whether that's time management or like working out or like eating healthy or like setting up a routine? Like, is there anything like something like that you do every day to this day that you can think back that someone helped instilled in you?
I guess letting go of the small stuff, I guess, kind of like getting just taking a deep breath, you know, thinking things through. I guess I would say Rocco instilled a lot of that on me, you know, as far as like, you know, his beliefs and like, you know, like shit doesn't matter, don't worry about it. I mean, I guess he's a family member, so you know what I mean. Like,
can't do that one.
You're
gonna have to select somebody else.
I know.
Hey, can it be something that's maybe not a person? Could it be something like maybe?
I was gonna say superheroes there for a minute.
Well, yeah. I mean, can't that be an influential person, like a superhero over you, or anything else?
I mean, I don't know. Like when I think of influence, like scale, like to become like who I am, basically, it's like I can't think of like something like that. Like, you know.
Was there a skateboarder that was like, because I know you were big on skateboarding too. So like football for me, like Lynn Swan was like a person that I tried to thrive to be like when I played football, because
we're talking about that like back then.
everything sort of deal. So he had an influence on.
Yeah, for skateboarding, I would say it'd be like John Montesi. He's a local skateboarder. He actually owns a skate shop, like a West Side. It's called West Side Skate Shops, right up the street. He did a lot of things like he made it pro for a little bit, but he got kicked out because like whole marijuana thing or something like that, which is skateboarders smoke and stuff like that. So, which was kind of weird because like I don't know how he got targeted out of all of them.
How did he influence you though? So like how did he influence you at that time?
He made me want to, I guess, be a better person at the time. Like back then, skateboarders weren't really known as the most respectful people or anything like that because like you think about them vandalizing stuff and properties, but he was more cool as far as like like he would take the time to make you learn. He would give you like deals on clothes. He knows how it was like growing up and stuff like that, being a skateboarder in the time. I would say he just influenced me to be a better person and better skateboarder at the time, I guess, or something like that.
What did he teach you with like what kind of moves did he teach you?
Oh, he didn't teach me any moves or anything like that, but like I'm just saying.
Wow,
like,
you were better, huh?
No, I wasn't better.
Yeah, he had nothing to teach
you
Steve,
didn't teach me
man.
anything. I didn't know.
No, he didn't teach me. It's like you don't just go up and be like, "Hey, man, you want to go skate or something
Hell
like that."
yeah, I would have totally done that shit. I would have been like,
Well, no, he would go to like the Astro skating rink when they had like skateboard Saturdays and stuff like that. And he'd always be there every Saturday night, just going around stuff like that. Yeah.
Steve, since you really didn't have a lot, then is there someone that you can think of that you would love to be an influence on you? Like if you could like shadow someone for a year, is there anyone in your head that you'd be like,
ooh,
get that Morgan Freeman over here because him and we're gonna learn how to do some stuff.
or learn how to talk amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm talking to his voice.
Shadow somebody. Wow.
Yeah, like if there's a mentor out there that you would really love to kind of shadow for a while.
Rob Dietrich.
Yeah, Rob Deerdeck.
Honestly.
Honestly.
Is that Deerdeck?
Yeah.
Is it Deerdeck
Yes,
or
Deerdeck.
Deerdeck?
Deerdeck. Honestly, because I don't know if you guys ever seen him or anything like that.
Yeah, can you describe who he is? I'm unfamiliar.
Well, Rob Deerdeck, he's a skateboarder. He has a show like Fantasy Factory. He did Robin Big. He's a huge entrepreneur. He actually owns Alienware Skateboards, which is pretty big. He's part owner now. He was sponsored by DC Shoe Company, but now he actually owns half of it, I think, or owns it. He takes risks. He goes, he does anything and everything you can think. He's a genius when it comes to advertising something and getting it out there. He's just absolutely just friggin' just smart as hell as far as that aspect. Like,
and he's crazy. So like, if you were shadowing him for a little bit, like you would have the time of your life, dude.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, see how he influenced his cousin. You remember?
Exactly.
Remember, have you ever watched like the show? He was just like this in the box person, didn't want to like shy out and everything like that. Now he's completely different. He's like his mind's completely open and everything.
Yeah.
He gets
Let's
people
find
out of their comfort zone kind of type thing.
Let's
love to
find this
shadow him.
guy on Twitter, man. We gotta tweet to him and be like,
Oh,
"Yo, Steven
dude,
wants
he's
you to mentor."
amazing.
Like hashtag get Steven mentor. Let's find
He-
Rob
he's
Deerdeck.
He actually
done it
gives
on MySpace,
he gives
yeah.
back a lot too, as well, to the
Oh.
communities and stuff. So
That's
it's
awesome.
like it's actually
Skate
really cool.
parks.
Yeah,
He
it's a
builds
really
skate
cool
parks
thing
communities,
to be able
yeah,
to shadow him.
If you're listening to this, go tweet that guy. Be like,
Yeah.
"Yo, Steven wants you to be his mentor."
Yeah.
He'd be like, "Who the hell's
Give him a
Steven?"
week.
Be like, "Yeah, just
Give
watch this
Steve all
episode."
week.
He's like Steve-O, like the guy from Jackass.
Yeah, exactly.
Not the guy from
Awesome.
Jackass. He's a pretty awesome guy.
Yeah,
Go
he's
tweet.
actually
Did you guys want to know something?
Yeah.
This episode was sponsored by our free support medium, like Facebook and Twitter. You can go to facebook.com/MaelstromGamers, and you can like us there. You can see our page, and you'll get all the updates on when we release new videos.
Awesome.
You can also go to Twitter and follow us at Maelstrom Gamers. You'll get interesting updates there. You can see what we're following, what we're sharing, and join in on the discussion.
Hit the
What's
subscribe
Twitter?
button.
Hit the
Subscribe.
subscribe button.
Subscribe.
subscribe.
Alan, you are
Right
you
here.
are
Donate $1.
flexible, sir.
I believe I'm like right here on the side of the screen. It's right here, that little red thing that says subscribe.
Just hit that button. Just hit it. It's free.
Click it.
Go on.
That button.
You know you want to hit
Matter.
it.
Doesn't matter.
You know what I want to do for one of our videos is you guys ever remember the old SNL with Chris Farley and Adam Sandler? The boy who wants to like just kind of like sleep or like live in your house. He's like, I'll just get your mail. Just let me get you. He's like, what's wrong with you? He just wants to get. You know? Oh, okay. I want to do that with like all of our things. Like I want Steve to be like, I just want you to subscribe to us. I just want to freak out and be like, what's wrong with you? It's free. I'll send it to you guys after this. You know what I'm talking about? YouTube. Chris Farley, Adam Sandler, SNL skit. You will laugh your ass off. It's very funny. All right, our next topic
Okay.
is going to be fun game show style, like we like to do, and it's going to center around gaming terms, gaming definitions, gaming stuff. I want to basically see who out of the 3 Maelstrom gamers here knows their shit the best. Rocco, things like melee that won't count. Okay, I need you
It's
to get it
melee,
right.
bro.
It's melee.
It's melee.
I want you to get it
Melee.
right.
Melee. It's melee.
It's
So
not.
you're out of this, right?
It's not.
Yeah, when I played EverQuest, I thought it was called Melee.
Really?
I totally did, dude. That's the way it sounds like.
I was like, I'm Melee. I'm Melee.
I'm
Hey,
mealing. I'm mealing.
Hey, when we
Don't
played,
worry
when
about
we
it. I
played
got
World of
this. I'm
Warcraft,
mealing.
when we played World of Warcraft, who was Pain Train?
I don't know.
That was a
It
guild.
Sounds really familiar though.
That was a guild. Pain
Sure.
Train was a guild.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
It was
What was your name in it, Alan?
Arrest. Arrest.
Arrest. That was it. Because you were the
Yeah.
warrior, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was cardiac.
I just wanted to know.
Cardiac.
Rogue.
Cardiac.
Cardiac.
Like a Crow
It's fucking
Fury
sweet.
Blade and never used it and fucking.
Let's not talk about that. Let's go on to our topic.
My bad. I just wanted to know. 'Cause I was like, I remember we had somebody that was a Pain Train. He was badass.
No, it's the guild, bro.
Pain
Oh,
Train
yeah.
was the enemy guild. I think.
No,
Never played again.
I had a warrior. There was a warrior Pain Train.
All right.
Let's go.
Enough of this. The first round is
okay.
based off acronyms in gaming. If those who
Hate
you
this
who
game.
are watching this, maybe not a big gamer, and when I say gamer at this point, I mean I'm talking about like movie buff, right? Like a gamer is someone who is like that's their freaking passion, hobby, enthusiastic kind of thing. I think everybody plays games these days, but when you're listening to the gamers talk, you might hear crazy stuff like blah 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 RTS and blah blah blah, and you're like, what the hell does that mean? It's like BBQ, JK, LOL, FTW stuff, and you don't know what that is. So today we're gonna go through some of these acronyms, and I'm gonna quiz these guys to see if they know what that is. And if you don't know what it is and they don't know what it is, fear not, because I'm gonna tell you what it is, and you'll learn something today.
I feel
So
nervous.
here we go. I'm gonna go down the line, Steve-O. I'm
Yo.
gonna start with you, and then you're gonna start off round 1, okay?
All right.
Let's go, Steve.
Hardest
Your
question.
first question is, and you're going to describe this what it is. What is an ARPG?
Action role playing game.
Boom! You get a point, sir. You get a
What is
point.
the what do we have to do if we lose?
Ooh, good point. Man, I did not think that far ahead.
You suck so bad, Alan.
Wow, I did not.
I
think
was
that far
hoping
ahead.
that he wasn't gonna know. but it
No,
was
we
gonna
got to
have
do
some-
something.
I was gonna hope that there was nothing because I feel like this is gonna be a loss for me. And
You have
just-
to pee
I need
your
your help,
pants
guys. What are we going to do here?
You have
gotta
to
pee your pants?
Is that what you
on the
said?
screen.
What about this?
just
What about
got
this?
real.
no,
What about
do
this?
that. Do that for sure.
At the time we're filming this, it's breast cancer awareness. What about you just dress up all in pink
Okay.
Oh.
and you throw $10 to the breast cancer awareness?
Okay.
I can do that.
$5, $10. Is that
Yeah. I
sound
can do
good?
that.
I can't. I feel like you can't say no to that.
I put you in a corner, didn't I?
No, no, I don't.
Well,
wanna
I don't
do
know
that.
how. Like, obviously, hey,
Dumb
look,
shit.
this is why Patreon is so important because the more money we have, the more money we can just take and then donate. So, like, maybe Steve-O, he gets his annual like $5 a month from Patreon. He's got to use that to go back to a charity like breast cancer awareness. Anyway, I think that would be a great Instagram photo, and we could share it around Twitter. You got to wear all pink, support breast cancer awareness. I think that'd be a good.
Sounds good.
Pink tutu would be best though.
Yeah, that'd be great if you can find a pink tutu. That'd be
Yeah,
great.
you got to make it mean a little bit.
I think that's good. Be in a public place, take a picture, pink tutu, everything else is pink. $5 towards breast cancer awareness. Boom shakalaka. Alan, you're up. You ready for this?
Okay.
I'm ready.
He's on fire.
QTE. What does that stand for?
Quick time event. Boom.
Ooh!
Oh my
Damn,
gosh.
I had
look
no
at that.
idea what that was.
Oh, are you serious?
I had
This
no
is
idea
gonna
what
be
that was.
so bad.
Oh,
I think you're just giving him a compliment.
Shit.
all right. Okay.
QT.
Rocco. Rocco. You. What does OP stand for?
Aw. Really?
I mean, OP is like I don't know. I always go
Dude.
OP. Dude, it's
Are
OP.
Why?
Come on.
I don't know why I'm trying
What
to
does
think
it
about
stand
like. Oh God.
Yo, why
How
is
many
that champ?
seconds is it
Why is that champ so OP?
OP.
Overpowered. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Oh my
goes.
gosh, guys, dude, I was never gonna figure that
You
out.
were so
If you
close
didn't
to
say
being
that shit.
freaking in a tutu, bro.
If you didn't
Oh,
say
you
it
were
like
gonna be
that,
in the
Alan,
tutu
dude, I would
on
have
that
lost
one.
that.
Dang.
I was
I'm
thinking
surprised.
like,
I'm surprised your fellow Maelstrom gamers helped you out on that one. That's
dude,
wow,
I'm
okay.
so wow.
Yeah. Next up,
Dang,
Steve. Here we
dude.
go.
This is gonna be bad.
This is kind of fun. You got the first one. What does a JRPG stand for?
JRPG. I'm gonna say a juggling role play game.
You were wrong. You were wrong. For half a point, first one to answer.
Japanese RPG.
Boom.
Japanese role-playing game.
Boom.
That's what I was saying. I was saying.
You should have just said that.
Juggling, dude. What?
Juggling RPG.
You gotta
That's
juggle
great,
9
man.
things at once. Maybe. I don't know.
All right, Alan.
Yes.
This one. Here you go. What does DLC stand for?
Downloadable content.
Boom. Alan.
Oh, gosh.
Rocking it out. Rocco, are you ready for this jelly?
No, nope.
All right, no more hints for you now, Rocco.
Yeah, no,
Nope,
that's not,
nope.
This is getting real now for me.
This is not so much as what it stands for, but what it means.
Okay.
AAA games.
Triple. They're
They're battery powered.
Mm.
they
battery
they got
powered.
towed away.
AAA games are an industry talk for big and amazing game. These are the cream of the crop. They can also be called a blockbuster game. These are the
Okay.
high budget, big spending, high
Major
marketed
studio,
games.
I think, is the key,
Call
though,
of
Major
Duty
right?
studio.
kind of stuff,
Yes.
like the Call of Duty kind of Battlefield.
Right, something from
Franchises.
Activision, something from EA.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's all good. We're learning here. This is
Yeah, we're learning.
We're all learning. All right. Oh man. All right. So this next round is going to be a little bit harder.
That was hard enough.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's
I don't
gonna
want to
get
hear it,
harder.
Rock. You got OP.
I got
Okay.
You almost missed that.
Oops.
Yeah, you got Japanese role playing games. You missed
Yeah,
that
you
with
didn't
juggling.
say that.
You said
All right.
juggling. I was
What else
actually
would
gonna
it
say
be?
Journey.
What else would it be?
I was gonna say Journey role playing. I was like, I don't know, maybe it's just
Steve-O, here you go. What does DRM?
DRM.
Yeah. What does that mean?
digital,
You don't have to. You don't have
digital
to think
rendering machine.
No, you don't have to. I'm not asking. I'm asking for the definition of a DRM.
Diamond reimbursed money.
Diamond reinvert. None of these are correct. By the
Okay.
way.
Um,
If you can get the
drinks for
acronym, I
males?
didn't. I'll accept that as well. But I'm just looking for the definition potentially.
I don't know.
3,
man.
2. Okay. All right. Anybody? First person to.
If
Drinks for
you,
males.
it means that you need to be online in order to play the game, basically, because it has to verify.
It means that you
It
have
has
to
to
be
verify. You have to verify with an account, some sort of
Okay.
account, in order to play it.
Correct. I'll give you that. It is digital rights management, right? It's a term referring to various access control technologies. So,
No, it's not that.
well, yes, it is. Okay.
Rocco knows it's not that.
Yes. All right.
That's a try.
Alan, you're up.
Yep.
What does RNG stand? What is the acronym for RNG?
The acronym for RNG.
Yeah. The acronym RNG. What does that?
What does it mean?
that stand for?
Randomly generated.
Really close.
Randomly nakedly generated. I don't know.
Random number generator.
Oh no, you.
You're very close. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Damn.
I'm so sorry. I'm
knew
so
that
sorry.
one.
Oh, you knew
Okay.
that one?
Yeah, that's the only one I knew so far.
Oh man.
I
Okay.
knew the overpowered one, but if I was not unless I was
Rock, are you ready?
No.
Shmup.
shmup.
Yeah.
Shmup.
What does a shmup stand for?
What's a shmup stand for? It's a shooter.
Close.
Shooter having fun.
No, it is not. Half a point for that.
It's a
per
Karma
person.
Sutra position.
Nope, it's not. Anybody want to take a stab at this?
You ever do the shmup?
Shmup. Shmup.
Shmup.
Shmup? What's the acronym? What's the acronym?
SHMUP.
SHUMP.
SHMUP.
Oh.
Shooting hookers.
Nope.
Up.
Shooting up my penis.
It's just a shoot 'em up. It's like those
Oh my
top-down plays
God.
where they just shoot. Yeah. So-
I said shoot.
What, like
You have
Serious Sam or something? Or
it's usually like a plane, but yeah, top down where you're
Shoot
running
'em
around.
up.
There's like asteroids all over the place. Like,
Shoot 'em up.
Oh.
game.
Oh, like
shoot 'em up.
Galaga?
Yeah, it's on like it's a really simple game.
Like
to play.
Galaga?
Shoot 'em up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, Steve-O,
Yep.
you're up.
Dang, that was bad.
HUD.
HUD.
Yeah.
Does he have to explain like what it is or what the acronym like?
What is the acronym?
It's like a HUD's like a base, isn't it?
Nope.
Huddle.
I can't even remember what.
Horrible. Alt.
I'll give you a half point if you can describe its meaning.
I was just saying a HUD, like in like a HUD display maybe, or like yeah.
Damn.
I was gonna say like a HUD display, like something you can download to make your screen look different. Like it's a HUD.
I'll give you half a point for that. I'll give another half a point for someone who actually knows
Heads
the
up
acronym.
display.
Yeah.
Heads up display.
Yeah, that's it.
So all I had
Alright,
to say was up.
Yeah, heads up display, pretty much. Yeah.
Was
So
head-
Steve will get a half a point for getting the meaning. Alan, you get a half a point for actually getting the acronym. You're up, Alan. What does DAO stand for?
Dawn of War.
Nope. Sorry, that's unfair. DAU. DAO.
I don't know.
Drawing a blank there too, man.
Ow, I know.
First person-
DAU.
Yeah.
Digital. Doggy style. Dirty.
This term is used often in free-to-play games.
Oh.
Download,
Wait, what's it? DAU?
automatic. Download, automatic.
I got nothing.
Search.
Okay, first person to say.
Download.
No.
Digital.
Daily active users.
Daily active users.
It's one of the ways that you measure success on a
Yeah.
free-to-play game, especially mobile.
DAU.
All
That's
right.
I knew that one.
Rocco, you're rounding out this
Shut
round.
up, Frank.
So you're the last one. What does a CCG stand for?
CCG. Yo, watch out for this.
Crazy cat group.
No, Steve-O, it's not your... Steve-O gets a point because he nailed it.
Crazy cat group.
No, I'm just kidding.
Serious?
Come on. What is CCG?
Hey, you played that off good, man. I was like, crazy cat group. Yes.
Steve, we got a point. Stole my point.
Still got a point though, right?
I was gonna
No,
say crazy
no.
cat group first. Computer.
Nope.
Somewhere in there.
I'll
Nope.
give you one more guess.
That's gonna be something graphics.
Nope.
Can I
Okay.
say
Yeah.
Cl-
Go
close-
first person to...
closed caption game?
No.
I
But
don't know.
good guess, actually. Better than the cat one, anyway.
Yeah. Cat group.
Damn, I don't. That's
This
I
is
don't know.
something that Pokemon is related to this.
Oh,
Collectible card game.
Boom!
Ah.
Boom! Point
wait,
for
does he get
Alan.
points?
Yeah, he gets a half point.
you cheater.
Hint?
Fucking cheater.
I'm surprised, Steve. I thought you would have been all over this. All right. The second round is I'm going to tell you things. Basically, I'm looking for strictly the meaning. So I'm going to say a couple terms and float around. This will be a quick round. And you just tell me what this basically is. Describe what this word means in gaming.
Before we do that, what is the tally at?
Yeah, thank you. Steve-O, you're at 1.5. Alan, you are way ahead in the lead by 4 points. And Rocco, you were trailing by half point with 1 point.
Okay. I've got this.
I think
You
you
got
do.
it, dude.
I got this. Steven,
All right.
you're going down.
This, I'm going to tell you right now, this is pretty tough. This is a tough round, okay? Steve-O, you're up. Can you describe what does it mean when a game is Metroidvania?
Metroidvania?
Metroidvania.
Can you use this in a sentence?
Dang dog, that new indie game that just came out is such a fun Metroidvania game.
Metroidvania, meaning it's very arcade-like game, and it's Insania. I don't.
No.
I love the insane.
Does anybody want to take a stab at this?
I'll take a stab at it. I've heard the term. So, does it mean that it's kind of like Dark Souls in that when you die, you restart the level?
No.
Like you start over from the level, beginning of the level?
No, it means that there's no saving points.
No, but I
I
love
was trying
the,
the confidence
the
was
attempt here.
there. It's like,
Metroidvania.
I've never
game-
played Castlevania and I've never played Metroid, so I actually don't know.
It's really funny because if you just described that it would have been a combination of the two games with a little bit of like flavor of what those games are, that I would have accepted that.
Nice.
oh,
Metroid-
that's what I
if
said
it-
though.
It's a subgenre of an action-adventure video game genre which borrows heavily from the general gameplay concepts of the Metroid series and the Castlevania series, so specifically Symphony of the Night.
It sounds insane, yeah.
Yeah, sure. The thing about Metroidvania is that you had a lot of choice in exploration in a time in games that it was very linear. You went from one level to the next level and it loaded up. Where Metroidvania, you can actually explore and go in different places. Yeah. You would unlock things that you can go back to places you've been to. Now, Castlevania was the side-scroller kind of style where you leveled up and things like that. And so Castlevania is that boss battle style of like smashing the two genres together. So Symphony of the Night is very Castlevania-like. Metroidvania, right? Sorry. Okay. Next, you are up, Alan. Describe to me roguelike.
Okay, so this, I think, this one, this roguelike is one where death is like a permanent type thing.
Correct.
So it's very difficult in that when you die, you basically have to memorize a pattern or a sequence in order to advance past this area, like whether it's a boss fight or a specific jumping puzzle, because if you don't, then you have to replay it over and over and over again until you can actually get it.
Mm-hmm. Now, there's also a random element to it.
There's a random rogue that stabs you in the back.
No, no, there's a big...
I guess can it be like a randomly generated path each time, or not necessarily path, but or enemy locations?
Correct. That is what I was looking for. It is a subgenre of role-playing video games characterized by procedural generation of game levels, turn-based gameplay, tile-based graphics, permadeath of the player character, and typically based on high fantasy.
That sounds like nothing he explained.
Yeah,
that sounds like exactly what I said.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Pretty much word for word.
Rocco,
so did he get a point for that?
Yes,
he got a point, bro. I'm gonna beat you here.
That's not what anything he said.
Yes, Rocco, it did. It totally did.
Rocco, you're up.
Yes.
What is Humble Bundle?
It's when the very nice people put together a bundle of groups that you can buy at the store, and then it's called the Humble Bundle.
No.
And they're very humble about it. Like, oh, here you go, man.
They're very nice. They're like, I didn't really mean to do it, but it's really nice for you. Here you go.
Well, you're kind of actually on.
Yeah, you're kind of on the track there.
You're kind of actually on the track. I'm willing to give you half a point. Can you describe what a Humble Bundle is in gaming terms, though?
Okay. I have no clue.
All right, I'll give you half a point.
I get a half a point, man.
I get half a point. You're right. It is very nice people putting stuff in bundles and giving it to you, but specifically video game companies are putting together a package of games where you can choose to pay nothing or you can pay as much as you want to support the company, and you usually get a handful of games or a game and some expansion packs or some art or some music. It's very similar to the way that you could support us on patreon.com/MaelstromGamers. Okay. So
for just as little as $1.
For just as little as $1. So next,
and maybe get enough to buy me a pink tutu.
Yeah, that'd be great, Steve-O.
Yeah, because we're tied.
I would like for you to describe to me what homebrew means.
Homebrew.
Oh, yeah, actually, I wanted to talk about this subject a lot. Homebrew is actually where you build a still inside your house and you start making like moonshine, but there's like a whole like weird thing. You get cornmeal. Sometimes you can actually get bananas if you want. You throw inside a little batch right here. You don't want the cops to know, but you have to have like a vent up in the roof and everything so it gets all the steam out because it could explode. Potentially with the propane tank, underneath it, because it's better without wood because propane's easier sustainable. You can get it inside of the house and everything. It's pretty much exactly to the T.
How is this applied to gaming?
It's homebrewed.
You know what's really funny is if you had thought about that in your head and then been like, I'll just map this onto gaming, you probably would have said the right answer.
Homebrewed means when they take a whole bunch of things from all over the place, they put it together and make a game.
Yeah.
No, it's not it either. Alan, do you want to take a shot? Do you want to take a shot at this?
The background story is like that. They homebrew like things, meaning they sit there and they put a game together from the house. They put a whole bunch of things into one character and they homebrew it into like
Alan, do you want to take a shot at this?
Half a point, like a fraction.
Homebrew. I mean, they're actually kind of right. I think it's like it is a game that you make like with your friends, and I feel like it's a pen and paper usually, is it not? Like it's like a variation or set of rules for an established game So, like, for instance, if you had a Dungeons and Dragons game, you have all the books, but then you make a homebrew version where you come up with your own races, your own classes, and own like specific like house rules for that type of game.
No half a point.
I'm gonna give all you guys half a point for that.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I like.
But I'm gonna say, but the real definition here, because you guys are close, but it's basically applications written by unpaid, unlicensed coders to run game machines like PSP. Could be an emulator, homemade games, which is kind of what you guys were describing.
Yeah.
But this is specifically talking about digital games or web browsers, etc. So you guys are close. Alan, you got the closest. But for those of you guys want to,
I get pretty close though. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alan,
Yes.
describe to me what a paper doll is.
Paper ball.
A what?
A paper doll.
Shake his head.
No, they're not gonna
I don't know that one.
Okay, does
No.
anybody want to take a stab at this?
A paper
Yeah,
doll,
it's-
I want to say is, I'm going. Paper doll is where you just make a paper mache doll, and it's almost like a voodoo doll. You stab it with a couple stuff, and
All right, what's the answer?
It's
Yeah,
effective
okay.
for gaming.
Rocco.
It's a game where there
All right,
wasn't
so
much
a
time to
paper
be able to
doll
develop
is a way
it.
of representing a player's character's inventory and currently used equipment.
That's
And the
exactly
game
what
that
I
uses a
said.
paper doll inventory management system that describes the miles or equipment such as clothing or armor. So in WoW, you can look at your guy. That's called the paper doll view. All right.
I was gonna say that.
That was my second choice.
Rocco, you're rounding out this round.
Yeah.
Explain to me what a chip tune is.
A chip tune. A chip tune? Is that what
Yeah, that's it. Chip tune. Quit stop.
Chiptune.
I'm
Yes.
Oh
sorry.
yeah, chiptune. Oh yeah, is that chiptune? Is that coming in right?
Can you turn the
Chiptune.
sound up? Can you turn the
Yeah.
sound
Can you
up?
use
Because I know what that is. I thought you said something else.
No, was that chip tune? Was that
Yeah.
chip tune? Just want to verify.
No.
Okay, so yeah, it's where there's music that plays in the background of the video game,
Okay.
and it's ran off of your processor, so that's why they call it the chip tune. And I'm gonna go with that answer. That's it.
Is
That's,
it decent? Can you get more elaborate though? Can you get more elaborate
it's
about
gonna
what type of
sound
music this
usually,
is?
very
better.
soothing. It's gonna
That's subjective.
relaxing music. Yeah, that is
Can you-
okay. It's gonna be classical music. Chip tune. Yep.
No,
Yes, that's how it
close.
works.
you're close.
I put on the glasses. I know shit.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Does anybody else want to take a stab at this?
Chiptune, is it using a sample from a video game to make a song? Like samples from a video game?
No.
Okay. Then I don't know.
Then I don't know.
It is a chip music or 8-bit music. It's synthesized electronically for music for video games. So there's very prevalent in the 8-bit era in the arcades.
That's exactly what Alan said.
That's a half a point for me.
All right, at the end of this round, we have Steve-O and Rocco tied for who's going to wear
Need
the
half a point.
tutu. And Alan, you are 5.5 points.
Nice.
So this is the last round.
Where's 5.5?
We're going to flip it now. I'm going to describe definitions to you, and you're going to tell me the name of what I'm describing.
Oh gosh.
All right? Steve-O, ready for this?
Yep.
This is a term that designates a set of actions performed in sequence, usually with strict timing limitations that yield a significant benefit or advantage.
Can I go?
Finishing move.
Can I go? Can I go?
It's like more
Can
like
I go?
wait. You say say it one more time. Say it one more
Close. Okay. It is a term that designates a set of actions performed in sequence, usually with strict timing limitations.
time. Combo.
There you go.
Damn it! That was
Yeah,
mine.
good job, Steve. Good job.
Damn it!
Alan,
Yes.
this is a term used with computer games to describe the average rate of damage inflicted over time.
Can I go? Can I do it? Can I do it?
Say it again.
This is a term used with computer games to describe the average rate of damage inflicted over time.
DPS.
Don't. There you go.
Damn it.
Good stuff. All right. Rocco. Primarily used in online shooters to refer to people who stand, sit, or lie
Camper.
rather than. Woo! Good job, Rocco.
Nice, Rock.
Good job. All right. Steve-O. An add-on that an individual or group of individuals create for a game.
Is this an add-on?
Mm-hmm. It's an add-on that is created by an individual or group of individuals for a game.
Can I do it?
No,
Oh.
I will let you know.
Add-on that's created by a group of individuals for a game.
Once he guesses, I'm gonna go right
A
after
mod.
him.
There you go.
Damn it!
What?
Damn it! Damn it!
Okay.
Yeah. Great guess. Alan,
Yep.
this is a hidden feature, such as new character or secret level that don't just appear in video games, with Google particularly known for hiding them in plain view.
What is this again?
Easter egg.
There you go.
Oh,
There you go. Where are we? Okay. Rocco.
thinking about.
Software still under development that is made available to a select few
Beta.
test. There you go. Whew, these are too easy.
You could have said alpha.
Maybe. All right, Steve-O.
I was worried about that. About saying alpha.
This is a free-for-all instance in a first-person shooter game where all players try to defeat one another.
Battle Royale.
No.
free for all.
No.
Well, if you're playing Destiny, it's Battle Royale.
Free for all.
Nope.
Deathmatch.
There you go.
You said where
I don't
everyone shoots everyone, right?
Yes, it's called a
What
deathmatch.
Well, not in the games we
free-for-all.
play.
Most of them are death matches.
Not in Call of Duty. Like, what are you talking about? Is this Halo or something?
Sorry, moving on.
Moving.
What do they call it? Wait, what do they call it in Call of Duty? When it's every man for
Deathmatch.
Well,
himself.
Free for all.
It's
Every
always
man
deathmatch.
for himself. That's what it's called.
No, it's
It's like a free
I don't
for all
think it
thing or
is.
something
It's
like
called
that.
free for all.
There's
Deathmatch,
team
and then there's
deathmatch.
free
They have
for all,
team
and then team
deathmatch.
deathmatch. Yeah. Okay.
Free for all.
Alan,
Yes.
is a video game in which the central challenge is navigating a character across disconnected platforms, usually by jumping.
Platformer.
Boom. Rocco,
Mm-hmm.
you're tied neck and neck.
I know.
If you don't get this right,
I know.
you could lose.
I could be wearing a tutu.
You could be wearing.
I know.
It's $9.99 by
this?
the way. I
I'm
already
really
checked it out.
trying right now. I'm trying.
This is probably
I'm
the
trying.
toughest question of the
You're
night.
making
okay?
it more stressful right now.
A status effect is a temporary modification to a game's character's original set of stats that usually comes into play when special powers and abilities are used, often during combat. What is this?
His stat is being reduced.
A status effect that is temporarily modification to a character's original set of stats
A
that usually
debuff.
comes in... No. That usually comes into play when special powers and abilities are used, often during combat.
I'm drawing a blank.
This is something to increase it.
Shield.
No.
I don't
It is
know.
it's a buff.
A buff. That's it.
Yeah.
Just a buff is the answer.
Yeah, the buff is the answer.
Instead of debuff.
Not debuff, yeah.
It's my bad.
I'm sorry.
I was thinking.
I was like, Rocco, I was like, you said the fucking word.
Dude, I could not come up with buff.
It was
I
the
don't know
pressure.
why.
It was the
I was just
pressure.
thinking, since I said debuff, I was like, okay, so that cancels out the ideas.
Okay, so the
Buff,
thing is you guys are still tied. So we need to tie it. Alan, you're safe. You fucking rock that shit.
Yeah.
You're good. All right? You're done for the day.
All right.
But for Rocco and Steve-O here, I have one question that basically the first person to answer is going to not be wearing the tutu. Okay?
And
Same.
we can. You said it's like we just go at it.
First person to answer.
got
I'm gonna even when I'm reading this
Getting up to
sentence,
the mic.
Oh, no, maybe. Actually, you know what you should do to,
Buzzer?
in case they both know? First person to type 1 into the chat window.
Oh.
So just be ready to do it.
Hold on.
Okay.
So the first one that shows up.
The first person to type 1.
Sure,
In the
yeah,
chat
just to
room.
make it easy. Something easy.
All right. Okay. Well,
It's like a buzzer. It's like a buzzer.
Okay. Alan, can you just verify who does it? 'Cause
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
okay.
And it'll say, like, in the chat log.
Oh, right. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
The definition is, and I'm looking for the answer to this, is a term used in several types of video games, most notably in first-person shooters and real-time strategy video games, to refer to damage taken by players or objects in an area surrounding a point of weapon impact.
Rocco.
Area effect.
That's not the... No.
Steve.
Um.
Oh,
penetration.
Oh, shit.
I'm going to read
Term,
this again.
a term for taking damage in a certain
Okay,
area.
new person to type in 1, since you guys
Yeah.
both tried.
is a term used in several types of video games, most notably first-person shooters and real-time strategy video games, to refer to damage taken by players or objects in an area surrounding a point of weapon impact.
Oh, fuck.
AOE.
Blast radius.
guys
No,
are-
Steve was first again.
Yeah, Steve
AOE.
was... No.
I said
Rocco?
AOE. Blast radius?
You guys are getting closer. No.
Oh my god.
I'll read this one more time. Is a term used in several types of video games, most notably in first-person shooters and real-time strategy video games, to refer to damage taken by players or objects in an area surrounding a point of weapon impact. I don't think I can make it more obvious than that.
Taking
Weapon
damage.
damage. Weapon damage.
Steve?
Weapon damage.
You're not right. You're close.
All right, Rocco. This is your last chance.
Yeah.
Fragged.
No. Man, all right. If you guys,
They-
you both lose. You're both gonna have to wear tutus. I'm sorry. It's splash damage.
Splash damage.
Blast damage, dude.
Think about rockets,
I had
man.
blast
In
radius,
first
area
person
You were
effect.
close. You were close. And
Splash
weapon damage. I'm sorry,
Oh,
guys.
so close.
But this is this is the first time we've ever had a tie at losing.
Yeah.
And I think, if we're going to tie at losing, this might be a good one to do. You guys both need to wear tutus. You guys got to have pink, all pink, take a picture
donate
in public.
to breast cancer. You
Donate
got it.
$5 to breast cancer.
Okay, jerk
I
off.
think that works out for everybody in the end.
And it's Halloween time, so I can
Except
go
for
get
the
myself a
person
nice
that are doing
tutu.
That's really
It'll
good.
work.
It'll
Thanks,
work.
guys. I appreciate
Yeah.
that. I love you guys. You're just the best. Such fucking awesome.
It's
best
really
friend.
good. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Everything and Nothing show as much as I did, at least right now at this point.
gonna be so
You can
stupid.
get all of these discussion topics on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Maelstrom Gamers channel, and we'll get the full episode to you on the Saturday. Every week, we always come back, and we're going to bring new topics for your entertainment. You guys can follow us on Facebook. You can like us on Facebook. You can follow us on Twitter. You can support us via YouTube or Patreon.com for just $1, and we're going to give you stuff for the money that you give us. So it really helps, and it supports us. We keep putting money back in. We can keep doing these fun little games, and it helps us buy crazy stuff.
I'm thinking
like
about
pink
where I'm
tutus.
gonna go with the pink tutu, like so that there's a bunch of people behind me, like maybe the mall,
Hey, go to a movie
right?
theater
Like something like
or a
maybe.
mall. Yeah, I like that.
They might
I like
think that I'm
a
gonna be
lot.
like the shooter or something if I'm wearing a pink tutu going into the movie theater.
I hope not.
I mean, you're looking kind of crazy, aren't you?
No.
I
mean,
think you're looking
maybe-
pretty crazy.
I guess.
I'm
I
a
don't
grown
know.
man in a tutu.
Don't go to a movie
I
theater.
think.
Don't go to a movie. Yeah, you're scaring me. Don't go to.
I'm
don't
gonna
do that.
go to the mall.
Okay, that would be cool.
I'm gonna-
We expect a picture, and you can find these pictures on our Twitter account and our Instagram
Facebook,
account
Facebook
and
too.
our
as well.
Facebook page.
You got
So
that.
like, comment, subscribe. It really helps us, and it's a free way to support us, guys. We'll see you next week. In the meantime, keep thinking about everything and nothing. It's been an
We're out.
honor to entertain you. Peace and take care.